Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of the URC. This one, I think, is probably one of the matches I've been looking forward to for the past about 5 to 6 months, pretty much. As soon as they did announce that these two sides were going to be able to play each other in the URC, I have been buzzing, and now it's finally here. Bulls taking on Ulster. We knew that Ulster were going to really be up for the challenge of this URC. They're sitting pretty high on the table, but the Bulls, they are currently one of the sides from South Africa that want to be able to prove that they can continue their winning ways while they are on their home turf. But thank you all very much for coming to this live stream. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would say we're probably about 3 to 4 minutes, in fact, 10 minutes away, I believe it is, from this game getting underway, but we will move it over here and I will show you guys exactly who is going to be out on the field for both of these exciting sides, including, a very strong side at Loftus. They have really stacked their team for this matchup, the Bulls, and they are going to be as follows. Number 1, Gerard Stenkamp. Then it will be Johan Grubbeler and Mornay Smith as the front row. Then looking through at the locks, it is Wout Stenkamp and Rowan Nokia, who is slotting in there at number 5. Marcel Kutzer, Kyle Brink, and then it is going to be Heinrich Loh, the big man, at number 8. It's going to be exciting because I know exactly who he's going to be up against in this one. And also we have got Yo from Paddywagon, Amelia Sedai, and also G. is in there. And then, is that Jenny? I assume it's just Jenny, isn't it? And on Josh Butler, 100s are doing very nicely for himself at the moment, and hopefully he can keep on going. I know that Pakistan, they got quite a few quick wickets in that game, but it seems like Australia are starting to rebuild now. See how they do end up going in the later stages. Zach Berger as the number 9, Chris Smith at 10, Madosh Tambwe, the quick, elusive winger, out on the left wing, Harold Foster and Cornell Hendricks, plenty of experience between those two, slotting in at 12 and 13. Then it is Canan Moody, a little bit of a newer name to some of the, supporters of the Bulls, just because he hasn't really been there showing up in the lineups as of late. I think he had an injury a couple months back that did kind of leave him out for a little while. And then Kurt Learenza going to be slotting in there at number 15 for the Bulls in this contest. Now we look through at the challenges. Like I mentioned in our lineup video, this is the fortress of the Bulls, and they are going to be trying to defend it here in front of quite a nice crowd by the looks of it here. But this is the side that Ulster have gone with in this match. Andrew Warwick, Bradley Roberts at number 2, and then Marty Moore slotting in at number 3. Kieran Treadwell and Ian Henderson going to be 2 keys for them in that 4-back, definitely with just that pure line outside of things. They need to make sure that they're winning it. And Ian Henderson, I mentioned this as well, he was given away quite a few penalties while playing for the Irish, so hopefully he has kind of taken that out of his game. Jordan Murphy, Nick Timoney, and then number 8, it's Big Dwayne Vermeulen gets a slot in there, and he is up against his old side in the Bulls. This game, it's going to be probably quite an emotional one for him, but quite a physical counter as well. And I don't know how the crowd are going to react. I think that's my big curiosity for this, because the Bulls, at the end of the day, it was his home for so long, and now he's there as the enemy for this matchup. So we'll be interested to see how that goes. Nathan Dyke there at number 9, and then it is Ian Madigan, Ethan McElroy, and there Luke Marshall, James Hume, Ben Moxham, and Michael Lowry, the rest of the backs for Ulster. And also we have got there Ross Moriarty, had a bad injury yesterday, and yeah, I didn't actually see too much of the information. I just know that he got quite badly hurt. Is there any update in terms of what kind of, time zone and what region he was injured in? Jenny, do let me know. We're currently only about 7 minutes away from this game getting underway. We'll quickly look through at the benches as well while we are at it for the Bulls. It is going to be Joe Funsell, then it is Martin Zema and Hunt as the other 2 front row replacements, Ludwig and Arnold Borta there as the rest of the forward replacements. Then Keegan Johannes, Mornay Stain, that man's got huge experience, and in a later stage of a close game, he knows how to finish them, and that will be exactly what they are after from him in this game. And then you've also got the experienced Lionel Mapo, if they do need him to really come on and have a bit of an impact in those later stages. Also then looking through at Ulster, Tom Stewart, Eric O'Sullivan, Tom O'Toole, so a couple Toms in the front row replaces for that one. Mick Kearney, then it is Matthew Rea, John Cooney, Marcus Rea, and Stuart Moore as the last replacement that they have got off their bench for Ulster. But Ulster currently near the top. I believe the Bulls are sitting at about 9th currently. I'm having noodles right now since I'm hungry in there, says Petty Wagon. If there's any time to eat noodles, it is certainly at 12:54 at night. That is life advice. Although it's going to be weird, because once we get to 2 a.m., we're actually going to end up teleporting back to 1 a.m. So we're actually going to experience time travel on this live stream for you guys in New Zealand. So pretty much at 2 a.m., we do go back an hour due to daylight saving, and does mean that we're going to get to do a little bit of traveling. I'll have more time during the night as well. But that's why the next game between the Lions and Edinburgh actually confused me so much for a start, because it just didn't really make sense. It was like, hang on, that game's overlapping with that one. But then I realized if you take the hour back, then actually it's not too bad overall. But Loftus Versfeld and Pretoria for this matchup, the Bulls versus Ulster, should be an absolutely amazing game of rugby. I really hope it's not stopped with a whole heap of stoppages, because, I mean, in Super Rugby so far, for the 4 games that we've witnessed, we have seen 4 red cards, which I don't know that when the last time was that we've seen that, but it must have been a little while. Cheers, says David the Mod. And there's our welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Are you excited for the time traveling that we are going to be doing a little bit later on tonight? But I'm also looking forward to the live stream that we have got tomorrow. Chiefs versus Hurricanes. It will be myself and it will be George who is going to be here with me. And yeah, hopefully it is going to be a very fun one. Maybe finishing a different way than the one today did overall, just because, I mean, the less amount of packages in the pants as possible. That sounds very weird for anyone who didn't see it. I spent the past hour playing on my PS4 and did some editing for my fan account on Instagram and watched the Cats get the job done against the Pies in the AFL. And because the clock go back, and there, as I says, Jenny, they sure do. So we are going to be time traveling. I do see there that at the moment, who's that? RR. Who is RR? I'm trying to think of who it is, but they did end up getting 193 for 8. And because of it, the Mumbai Indians will need 194 for them to be able to get the win. I'm just going to look for an update on the game between Australia and Pakistan. We haven't actually seen too much of that. And I was saying, I hope he doesn't shut himself tomorrow when he leaves, says Petty. Yeah, I'll have to ask him about that one, whether or not he did end up actually following through, committing to the craft. I guess you could say daylight saving means that the sun sets late 3 p.m. It also means winter is coming, says Amelia. So yeah, it's going to be rough for us. Unfortunately, I think we've probably only got another 2 or 3 weeks before I guess it does get dark extremely early. So me and my mum, if we are going to do those videos of her batting in the nets, I think they will have to take place relatively soon. But I believe me and George actually have an idea of filming tomorrow as well. We are going to be hopefully sort of streaming random stuff, although that will depend on the weather and how bright it is, because we have been told we're not allowed to do it inside, which is 100% fair enough. Because, I mean, even George eating inside at times, I have to lux pretty much every time afterwards. Don't give that man a cookie is probably the best life advice, but then he's so happy while he eats it. So you kind of do anyway. Hey, brother Betty Wagon. And there says David Lamar, but currently we are getting very close to this game getting underway. Bulls versus Ulster. Pretoria as the location of this one. This is very loud in my eardrums. I feel like I'm yelling, so I'm just going to quickly turn that down just a little bit. Spark Sport. There we go. We'll go down a little bit so that I can hear my own thoughts. I was going to wear my new headset, or my old headset that is new, but I decided against it just because I felt like my cranium was being well and truly squeezed. I'm trying to hold it in place. But currently, anyone who doesn't know about the 2 lineups for this match, if we're looking through at the Bulls for someone to watch out for in this game, I would argue someone who's going to be so important for them in this match is going to be Kurt Lorenza, because at the end of the day, you need to make sure that your fullback is in the right position, or else it could be easily some nice tries for Ulster. They've got a good backline and they've got a strong enough backline that you can't afford to give them the space. So Kurt Lorenza, positioning-wise, feel like he is going to be one of the keys for the Bulls in this match. Also, Johan Grobbler for the rolling maul, going to be so important to see what he does throughout this one. And then also Cornell Hendricks will be the other player that I am looking out for the Bulls. Now for Ulster, of course, it's pretty hard not to say this man's name, Dwayne Vermeulen at number 8. He is going to be one who will be certainly important. Ethan McElroy, actually another player that I will give a little shout out to. And then Ian Henderson and Kieran Treadwell, that combination in the locks. I know that the penalty side of it, I'm just a little bit worried, but I'm hoping that he proves me wrong and does end up going very nicely here in this game. But they've got some very talented players, Ulster. There's a reason they're near the top of the table, and they will be trying to prove it in this game up against the Bulls at home at Loftus. This will be a huge one. We did see an upset not too long ago, which was actually the first South African side to be beaten in South Africa, and that was last week. It did take place, but later on tonight, Lions play Ulster. Also happening a little bit later on, it will actually be the game between the Stormers, and I believe that they have got Cardiff. No, who have they got in their game for the Stormers? I know that it's coming up relatively soon anyway. We'll just try and work that out. I think they've got actually Ospreys now that I think about it. I want some breaking news. Go for it, Patty. Did you burn the noodles? Wait, can you burn noodles? I guess you could if they were on fire. Maybe. I don't really have noodles that often, but I feel like I am a fan of spaghetti. because George has been talking about spaghetti so often recently, and now I can't get it out of my head. Just had some roast chicken for tea. Nothing too fancy there, but Andrew Wallach is ready to go for this game. 150th appearance for Ulster. Paddy isn't my real name. And there says Paddy Wagon. I guess Pat, is it Pat or Patrick? Something along those lines, Paddy. I assume if it is kind of like slightly shortened, I guess you could say, and you can burn them if you're not thinking straight, says Amelia there. Yeah, we shouldn't tell George that though, because he'll want to try and go for it in some sort of video. Altitude of 1,350 meters, which is why some of the sides from the Northern Hemisphere do struggle in these South African conditions, just because it is quite tough on the lungs. Like, I can't even go to my letterbox, and I'm 50 meters above sea level. Roast chicken, yummy, with all the trimmings as well, says David. Not so much. I just had chicken. Like, pretty much it was the middle part of the chicken's back or the breast. So it was nothing too special other than just chicken, pretty much. But it was all right. And I also had some chips just before, in between, that I did put on. But Marcel Costa currently sitting here ready to go. But 150 caps for Andrew Warwick is very impressive for him. And hopefully he does have a good game to back that stat up himself as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, which is the pinned comment up there in the corner. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers at the moment, which is absolutely incredible. And it is all down to you guys. So thank you all very much for that. But now Ulster, they will be kicking off from right to left for this matchup at the good old ground of Loftus. The blue seats always just make this ground so satisfying to look at as well. Good old chips. They are good old chips, although I probably should change up the diet soon and go away from good old chips and maybe have some vegetables other than potatoes. See how we get on. Currently now Ulster, they are going to be very excited for this game. It's going to be a new challenge for them. They had a close game in the last week's match, and now they are ready to go once again. But they have kicked off, and it's going to be taken nicely there by the big number 7 for the Bulls, which in this one is Kyle Brink, or at least I think it is, although he's got headgear on. I didn't think he used Hello, everyone. I think I'm back. That was weird. Okay. I think we sorted it for some reason. I think the live streaming software crashed. And I just reset my modem, and hopefully it does go all right. See how we go. Right, we are back, though. Hopefully it's not going too well. Or hopefully it's going better, I should say. But yeah, hopefully you guys can now see me. Hopefully it's fixed, and we can continue on with the live stream. Weird moments, I guess you could say there. But currently, Ulster, we're currently 2 minutes in, although I think I need to go a little bit further forward to live. Currently, we've got a bit of a stoppage. And yes, you are back, and yep, you're back. And there, so I appreciate you guys waiting for that one. Something that we don't really plan for is major technical difficulties, but it is what it is, I guess. Weirdness. But I was like an Olympic sprinter. I went out to my modem, slotted it off, went back on, came flying in here. Ethan McElroy does not look too good. What happened to him? I don't know what happened to him, unfortunately. I did miss that one, but Stewart at the moment looks like he is replacing him here, Stewart Moore. But yeah, not what they would have wanted early on. I don't know what happened to him. Said he was one of my key players earlier on, and now he's gone, which is not what you want in this situation, of course. But what you do want is a crowd there at Loftus, and it is certainly a large one here at the moment. Okay, Ethan McElroy doesn't look too flash, so I think it's concussion related at the moment for him. But Ulster, they have got 907 kgs of their pack weight compared to the 885 of the Bulls. Now about to feed this ball in here, it will be the young halfback, Nathan Duick. We're looking to push this one in. But currently Ireland, they are probably the talk of the rugby world if you're not including France, because they are looking very good in the near future, possibly to be able to go on and either get themselves some wins up against the All Blacks. I know it's something that I've heard quite a few times in the past as well. There we go. We'll fix that. That one little bit of hair always dangles down for some reason. But yeah, Stuart Moore out on the field. That is for Ethan McElroy. Did look like he did take some sort of head knock. They were the favourites for this one. I believe the Bulls were just favourites in it, but it was extremely close. I'm going to have another quick look because with it only being a couple of minutes in, I feel like it shouldn't be too far off in terms of those odds. But yeah, I believe Bulls at home were the slight favourites, which is interesting because of the fact that Ulster at the end of the day are quite high ranked in the URC, but now driving forward, good run forward now. And they have made their way up to the halfway line in the form of Luke Marshall, Ian Henderson. Now trying to pop his way around the side of the breakdown. Continuing to keep that quick recycle ball. Lowry under a bit of pressure. Goes for a bit of a banana kick over the top. He's going to be sitting up. Okay, I think my phone also doesn't like me. And the Wi-Fi still hasn't quite kicked in. Oh, no, it's fixed all of a sudden. It just is like, you know what? Yeah, no, we are all right. That one. So what we will do is we will click on, what do I click on? Live sports. We'll find out what the odds are currently as we do so. But currently, our ratings are extremely close to the touchline there, but he ended up just slightly running out. So the Bulls are favourites, $1.45 compared to the $2.74 of Ulster. So you're certainly the favourites for the Bulls in this one, but you can't discount Ulster from this match. They are strong. They've got big Dwayne Vermeulen, who knows these Bulls guys very well, because at the end of the day, he was there for so long in his URC career. Now, it is going to be a nice rolling move forward for Ulster. Looks like it's just about available off the back. No, he's been dragged down nicely and is well isolated here. The Bulls might get the scrum feed if they can't get this one out. No, Dyke. They have still got this one here for Ulster. Going back now into the hands of the big number 7, Nick Timoney. Once again with the carry. Big carry 4 from Marshall. He's just throwing himself as if he just has no, I guess, no care in the world about his body. He's just crashing at the line. Now, nice little bit of a sell of the dummy, almost going straight through there for Madigan. Short ball from Doak. Edging closer and closer here for Ulster, only a couple metres out, and it looks like maybe they could get themselves over the try line. The captain, Henderson, has another carry. Doak goes to the short side. Now James Hume in the midfield is dragged down. Dwayne Vermeulen stands up tall, wants to go for it, but he is dragged down by Cornell Hendricks and Chris Smith. And they are still waiting to see if they can get this ball back. They're up to 11 phases here for Ulster. Great ball retention as they just continue to build. That almost was a half knock on the ground from Ian Henderson, but he was just able to hang on to it enough. Now backline movement out to the man at the number 23, which is Stuart Moore, who's only just come out on the field. The rain is coming. Says Joshua Nokia. So is that for this game or is that for the cricket? South Africa versus Bangladesh. It's going to be the advantage now for the Bulls. Big shot there from, I believe that was big Kyle Brink. Now, a little compromise doesn't work out, and it is going to be going back for the initial advantage, and it will be a penalty to Ulster, right? They have looked strong. I don't want to see them take the 3, but I think that they might just to get those points on the board. Although the way that they've been building here, you'd have to argue maybe keeping that pressure on them would be a great way of trying to keep themselves right in the game, because currently tackles made 22 by the Bulls. That's going to tire them out if they have to keep on making tackle after tackle after tackle. And Bradley Roberts, if I was him, I'd be talking to Henderson just saying, oi, give us a line out. And it looks like, I mean, if he didn't say it, someone said it, because now they are going to be kicking this one for the corner. I've just realized how much Andrew Warwick looks like a shorter, stouter version of Dwayne Vermeulen if he was from England or Scotland or Ireland or somewhere in Europe, for Dwayne Vermeulen compared to being from good old South Africa, which is where this game is being played. So he will be used to this atmosphere, although he spent quite a bit of time in Ireland playing for the URC and also all around Europe. So that would mean that maybe the lungs aren't quite as trained in these conditions as they once were. Now going for this rolling maul, the Bulls have actually gone backwards here, and they have rolled right around Zach Berger trying to stop this rolling maul. It's been dragged down. It's another advantage against the Bulls. Now Zoke looking for the ball at the back. Which way does he go? He goes to the right. Gives it off now. Madigan, quick step from Lowry, dragged down nicely by Madosh Tambwe, picked up, and they are going to be going back for the initial penalty once again. I think you kick it for the corner again. The Bulls, you have to wonder, will they tire if they do have to keep on just going and going and going at this frantic pace throughout the early stages of this match? Currently now it will be another kick for the touchline. Dwayne Vermeulen looks like he's already sucking in a few big ones in only 8 minutes into this game. But yeah, I wonder why it did crash earlier on, because it said just up the top 1 bar of Wi-Fi. So I think my Wi-Fi completely just cut out, and then I did refresh it and it still wasn't coming back for that one, which is why I decided that it would be the time. Oh, I thought about the quick tap for half a second there by the looks of that, but they will kick up a touch from Madigan, and now 5 meters out, Bradley Roberts once again. They will have another opportunity at the rolling maul now. South Africa, they're going to have to be careful here for the Bulls. Because if they aren't careful, they might end up with a man in the bin sooner rather than later. Bradley Roberts now with the line out. He goes to the front. Little set play nicely taken there by Tomini. He almost ended up dropping it, but it was a nice little variation from the regular line out that the Bulls would have been expecting. Henderson has put that ball down, and it's going to be the knock-on advantage. Now Chris Smith has got this ball. Looked like he was willing to run it out. He's dropped it back with Zach Berger now, putting in the big shot. Well, the big kick downfield. The advantage is over. Taken nicely by Stuart Moore. Flat pass across to Lowry. Looks like he's going to be driving forward. He's got great pace for the number 15 of Ulster. Now Zoic once again goes back across. Bradley Roberts. There was a huge hit on him by Brink. Did send him backwards. Brink, the ex-Leicester Tigers representative. And of course, they've made a couple signings as of late. Also losing a couple players, though, as well. One in particular, Ellis Genge. Now Bradley Roberts. Once again, continuing to drive his way forward. It's a penalty there to Ulster. And Kyle Brink is the player who was penalised for that one. He's a big boy. That is for sure. I didn't realise how tall he was. I know that I know he was big, but he's actually, I guess you'd say, probably about an extra 10 centimetres taller than I thought he was, and probably an extra 10 kgs as well on top of it. But now Ulster looks like they are going to be going for possibly just the 3 points here, which would be decent. They'll get themselves the lead. But they've kept all the pressure on the Bulls in the early stages of this one. Arguably, you'd have to say a couple of those Bulls players maybe a bit quick getting up there for that one, but it's only nitpicking just a little bit. But now it is going to be Nathan Doak. Alex Curry actually getting himself his 50 for Australia versus Pakistan, now sitting 146 for 5 for anyone wondering about that game. But 10 minutes in here, and Ulster are going to line it up. Spark are very far behind, aren't they? I've just seen that it has updated the scoreboard. I might have to strategically do it so that it doesn't update too early. But it is 3-0 now for Ulster. They have been able to get that over, and they do get themselves a nice early lead up against the Bulls. Like, he's going to have to be probably very prominent throughout this game. Him, and also it is going to be Madigan at number 10. Those two are going to be probably, I think I just repeated myself twice with the same sentence, didn't I? But those two, for me, if they can set up their back line, they've no longer got Ethan McElroy on the outside, which is quite unfortunate. Possession at the moment, 79% for Ulster, well trapped. There from inside of the 22 now, running his way forward. It was once again the big number 7 for this one. That would, of course, be Nick Timoney, and also a good win for the Reds. It was indeed. And pretty convincing in the end, definitely with what was happening in the later stages. I mean, we saw a red card once again, which was seen in every game of Super Rugby at this point. But at the end of the day, the Reds, they'll take that win every day of the week, and they end the Brumbies winning streak, which is what the Brumbies, of course, wouldn't have wanted at this point of the season, as they had just built themselves up some very nice momentum up till this point. Currently now, they are showing their log position second at the moment for Ulster, only Leinster above them. In the last 5 matches, they've won 4. The Bulls have also won 4. And Link to Watch Matches says Arizona. So the best bet you've probably got is the URC. I think it's the URC website. Unfortunately, I don't think there's too many free alternatives, though. But they will have the highlights on YouTube for you to be able to check out after the game is finished, if that is something that you are keen on. And as Robert Belacoon injured, that man is a rocket on a wing. And there, I'm not too sure where he is at the moment. I haven't seen his name. He's a Bennett, no, not Benetton. He's a Connacht boy, isn't he? I'm just going to look through at the Connacht lineup for their game. Also, how about Hunter Paisami hit on Nick White? Yeah, it was a good one right on the ribcage. From tackles made so far, 7 made by Ulster, 40 made by the Bulls, and we are only 10 minutes into this game, so they are certainly going to be tested for that stamina. We can see Kyle Brink already taking some deep breaths for himself. But yeah, I know he's at Connacht. Or he was the last time I checked anyway. Is he there? Benetton, that's the wrong side. Okay, he's not. Okay, he's not in the Connacht lineup. So if he is at Connacht, maybe he is injured. Is he at Connacht? Have I got the right team there? Or am I just thinking of him in green because of course, Ireland, which was the last time that I did see him in action. Now, off the back, Dwayne Vermeulen gives it off to Dyke, who kicks it in behind. And now he plays for Ulster. Well, that'll do it. Yeah, not too sure whereabouts he's ended up. Although with Ethan McElroy getting injured, I don't think he'll be playing next week. So hopefully we do get to see him back, because I remember him for Ireland, which I think is why I remember the green, and he was quick, like pure pace. And they were very fond of him in those. It was the Northern Hemisphere games before these ones for November, if that makes sense. I think it was up against the USA, and who else did Ireland play? They played Canada or someone along those lines. But in one of those, he just had lightning quick pace. And he's still going, says Gareth, we sure are. This is the last one of the night. And then after that, I'll probably end up doing some editing, do some eating of some food, and then waking up nice and early so that me and George can do the Super Rugby tomorrow. And then alongside that, we will actually be having another one after that. Or no, we're not, sorry. That is actually us doing a filming session after that. But it will eventually be up on the channel, of course. And the 7 teams should be well adjusted to their time zone by now. With a comp that's not too far away. So there's Sammy Souza, and yeah, there's some good sides throughout these matches, that is for sure. And with the fact that, I mean, this competition's probably the best example of how important home field advantage is, because it's not just the Champions Cup in terms of you go from England to France, Wales to Ireland, etc. This is from the Northern Hemisphere to the Southern Hemisphere. Missed kick there from Chris Smith. Not what he would have been wanting in that one. But the big thing is, like, it's just completely different atmospheres, different conditions, different grounds, different crowds. So home field advantage is absolutely huge, which is why the Irish sides, like, at the end of the day, if they are at the top, I feel like they are still favourites to be able to win it. Do you think the 7 teams should continue with URC League, play Super Rugby? Says Exan, I don't think they'll ditch after 1 year of the URC. I think that they will end up sticking it in there for probably at least 5 to 10 more years. I would have loved to see them continue in Super Rugby. I think Larry's hurt himself. Like it was in the end, Volstenkamp just got that slightly wrong. Yeah, it doesn't look too good for Lowry. It looks like maybe an ankle is twisted. And yeah, but the time zones are similar. And there, as I says, Exan, they are, although I guess that's the thing. South Africa, Loftus, I think they had 1,350 above sea level or something along those lines for the altitude, which does take its toll on you. Oh, yeah, awkward, kind of twisty one. Different hemispheres, yet favorable time zone and logistics between Europe and Africa, no doubt. And there's Sammy Sozan. I think they should remain in the URC because the time zones match. Super Rugby will always make it difficult for one of the sides. Yeah. Same with the Rugby Championship. I feel like it's great that we get to see the games played in South Africa, although it does mean for anyone in New Zealand who's going to be watching it, they might miss it, although, of course, we will not. We're up at all hours of the night, whether there's rain or shine, day or night, rugby or no rugby. We're actually still up, normally, to be fair. So hopefully we do end up continuing, I guess, our streak of just continuing to go almost daily uploads. We've had a couple days that we haven't had anything up, but then those days are normally the ones that I'm just editing on and don't like URC. And there says Gareth, I guess question as well, would you guys, I know that in the first couple rounds of the URC, I did end up doing a couple play-alongs with the matches, and I'll do it no longer a major factor like it was 10 to 15 years ago, says Exan there as well. But yeah, with the URC matches, I did a couple of the first round or since Rugby 22 came out. Do you guys want those back with me playing along with the URC matches? Out of curiosity, because we are actually, I'm starting to get a little bit more free time. By a little bit, I mean like probably an extra 2 or 3 hours a week that I can get 1 or 2 videos done. So if it is something that you do want to see, do let me know. That's wonky from Bradley Roberts. Unfortunately, just getting that one wrong. Bradley Roberts is a familiar name. Bradley Roberts. Footballer as well, maybe, if I'm not wrong. Maybe. Not too sure. Currently now scrum feed 40 metres out from the Bulls line here. They are going to have themselves the scrum feed. Zach Berger there, bring back the Rugby 22 videos, definitely. And there's Sebastian. So just the play-alongs, or have you got a certain Rugby 22, I guess, idea that you'd like to see, such as one of the career mode? They've got career mode, don't they? I haven't played that game since the first week it came out, and I feel like I've been slacking big time. But even the Jaguares, I can join in the URC if they wanted to, despite already having the teams of pros in the SLR or SLAR compared to the better opposition. This is a brilliant backline here for the Bulls. I want to see George's Farm, says Gareth. And there's I once actually, can I say this? Yeah, surely I can. Pretty much, I flew into George's Farm on Flight Simulator. It didn't look like his farm on there, though. Have you seen the Mapimpi documentary? I have not. Apparently, it was quite well made, though, wasn't it? If I'm not wrong. But I know that, like, when you look at someone with determination, that man just epitomizes it. Like, from coming from just fighting, just hard, pretty much by that, I mean training, just continuing to try and work on his craft. Yeah, he's got to the Springboks. I haven't even had a chance to get my greasy little mitts on Rugby 22. I usually just end up waiting until the price goes down for the game as well. Yeah, I'm normally the same, although I decided to dive into the deep end, seeing as we do have a rugby channel. Thought I'd better give it a look. And Higuares should be back in Super Rugby Pacific. That's the penalty now to Ulster. No, what's up? Says Luke as well. Welcome in, mate. I hope you are doing well. Oh, that doesn't look good. I think Bradley Roberts is now injured, some sort of knee injury. I don't mind what kind of videos you and George make. They're cool. But you're going to have to pull something out of the hat to beat last night, says David the Mod. Yeah, I don't know how to top that, really. I mean, did you guys, I assume you've seen the one on the Kiwi Lads Extras. If not, no worries at all. But the carbonated water one, George ended up editing that. And I felt like, even though it was a short video, it seemed to just be us chilling out, doing random stuff for a short little while, and also maybe just do the games that you're going to stream as well. And there's Sebastian. You're a smart man, Sebastian. Has anyone ever, how many times have I told you that? Probably like 100, haven't I? Overall. And also, I think Hokoa should play URC as well. The Euros will help their rugby. And there's Exan. And also, it was an exception when it came to getting Cricket 22 last year, simply because out of the blue, I got a butt ton of Christmas money last year, says Amelia. See, I've been slacking with Cricket 22 as well. I bought it the day it came out. I haven't played it yet. So I don't know why I bought it the day that it came out. I had plans of doing like a career mode and all sorts, but then it just got to the busy stage of the year. It looks like another player's down. I think that might be Marty Moore now. And also not surprising if the Jags still prefer Super Rugby and willing to take on the logistics issues just to reach Australasia and back as well, says Sammy Souza. Because I know people were talking about it, how extending the URC to have more than just the 4 South African sides. And I mentioned about it as well that, like, if it wasn't for the time zones and everything, like, you could add the Requas and the Cheetahs to Super Rugby, see how they go, but it just doesn't quite work with time zones and everything along those lines. I know that they're thinking about maybe adding a couple more Pacific Island teams in the future if they go all right, or Japanese teams. I like a commentary. I used to be TV podcaster for Fox America. And this is like, I do appreciate that a lot, mate. And yeah, we've still got, of course, plenty to learn with the commentary. We're probably a lot more chilled out than a lot of the, I guess, professional commentators overall. If something's happened in the game, we'll just give you the raw Kiwi opinion on it, I guess you could say. But normally unbiased. At the same time, Doak now going back across Timony. Big carry forward at Chris Smith. It's been dragged down now on the 22. Little pop pass up to big Dwayne Vermeulen, and he meets with a Marcel Kurtzer. Those two have had a few sparring battles in the past. And Teach Fox America are some things, clowns. And there's us. He's looking now the drawing pass under the hands of Marshall. He wears the bright. He actually reminds me of Jack Knoll in the way that he is. Bill juggle there. And it was Marty Moore who drops that one. Now the Bulls have got themselves a knock-on advantage pass back into his own player. And it is going to be going back for the scrum now. Marty Moore, sorry, just a little mistake. But currently, I mean, I've got 13 minutes in. I'm going to update it every 2 or 3 minutes just because it does seem to be a little bit ahead of the coverage. But Marty Moore, he had a shocker there. Unfortunately, plain and simple, went through his hands in a way that he wouldn't have liked. Because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the scrum feed now in favour of the Bulls. The sun's coming out at Loftus. It looks like actually quite a nice afternoon. Is it afternoon? Yeah, just early on. And flip's sake, Ulster, I don't even know what Fox America broadcast, which competitions. And there's Sebastian. It's a good question because I know that Peacock have the rugby, don't they? For some regards. There's going to be a big push there. The Bulls now have advantage at scrum time. Zach Berger off to Chris Smith. Going for the cross kick. Out to Madosh Tambwe. Taken beautifully. He's actually missed his foot with that one. And NFL Baseball can't remember. And there's his leg. But Madosh Tambwe, I think he tried to go for the grubber and it just ended up completely missing the left boot. He's disappointed by that one, but they are going right back for the penalty, so no harm done there for the Bulls, and now they will be able to kick it towards the touchline. The reflection of Loftus in my glass is quite cool. Just my little moment there. At AFL and baseball, I need a drink. And there's Sebastian. See, because another thing that I want to do, we haven't got any, or that I know of, I think we got one Madden video from 5 years ago, but one thing I want to do is to slowly work through all of our old footage that we have got, because I've got 4 hard drives full of recordings. I'd say about 30% of them have gone up on the channel, maybe 50, but we've still got plenty more that we could add. There was a big run forward. It's going to be the advantage play on now. Marcel Kurtzer ball on the outside. Out to Madosh Tambwe. Looking for the fend. Finds the offload to Zach Berger now. Nokia does get to carry his way up to the 22. Heinrich Lowe, the big man at number 8. A good steam and run. Ian Henderson, he's just rolled the wrong way there, but still available here for the Bulls. Chris Smith back now into the hands of Harold Foster. And the one thing I love about sport is that it never stops it now with the MLB coming back. A far out man at Sports Galore, it certainly is. Now going back once again, little grubber waits for it to sit up. It does bounce back favourably for the Bulls. I believe they've still got the knock-on advantage here. But yet again, another different, I guess, occurrence for the advantage. Another offside advantage. And they continue to drive for Kyle Brink now. Back to Zach Berger. A little bit of a loose ball. Cornell. In fact, it's Chris Smith. Now off to Kurtley. Arenza straightens. And they aren't really going too far. It's another advantage, though. Have I mentioned before, Algar hasn't got a clue? And this is Gareth. I think you've said it once or twice. Well, that one, about 3 advantages, like they're saying in a row. Ulster, that was a big hit from Rohan Nokia around the side now. Heinrich Lowe trying to get himself a little bit further forward. If they give away another advantage, it's probably closer to a card for Ulster. Now Marcel Kurtzia looking backwards. Still waiting for it. It bounces up. Okay, it's gone backwards. The Bulls have still got this one. 2 meters out from the line. It's going back for the initial penalty. Your pronunciation of Nokia is admirable as well. Thank you very much. Do I pronounce your first name correct? Do let me know, because if I don't, then I will try my best to fix that. But yeah, a few of the South African names I did really struggle with at the start, but slowly we're getting, good point with the favourable time zones as well between the 3 continents, at least for the Jags. But then again, it's their choice anyways. And if Midges, as I says, look, fast-paced, and they are going to be taking on the 3 points now for the Bulls. As they've decided that is the best option. Tell you what, that little ute that runs out the tee, you want to get that on the back of your Achilles, or else that would really, really hurt. Looks like it's relatively solidly built as well, the little ute. And let them have the 3-point screw their advantages. And there, as I says, Luke. Yeah, currently Chris Smith lining up the 3-pointer here. 24 minutes through, does get it over. And now the score is going to be 3-all after the 24 and tosses off. There says Luke. So I assume you're going for South Africa or the Bulls in this match. But Zach Berge pierced the gap. Oh, well, that was the initial high shot from Dwayne Vermeulen. That was actually higher than I anticipated for initially. So he's probably a little bit lucky for that one, Dwayne Vermeulen, but they would have checked it. The top 8 teams qualified for the URC playoffs. 4 top teams guaranteed home quarterfinals for that one as well. So that's massive. And the top 8 at the moment, I will read you out exactly who is sitting there as we do currently sit. But the game between Connacht and Benetton, I believe it is still going currently, and it is a pretty close one. Currently sitting at 14 points to 10 in favour of Connacht. But the table, as we currently sit right now, and the G is pronounced with an H in it, like Huffy de Toy. So it would be Ichan. I feel like I'm doing too much, aren't I? But is it Ichan? Isan? Maybe? Isan? I've said about 50 different ways of saying it, haven't I? That one, that's kick downfield, great kick. And also decide against going for the line. Come on, Bulls, put some Southern Hemisphere pride in there. So yeah, Sammy Souza. But currently the top 8, it is as follows. Leinster are sitting at the top on 55. Ulster in second on 50, followed by Glasgow also on 50 points. Munster in fourth on 47. Edinburgh on 43. The Sharks sitting there at 41. Stormers 38 and the Bulls 37. And then Ulster in ninth. And that is going to be actually on 30. So there's quite a big gap. And there's it's Happy to Toy. And there's, I said, Luke, that one, but now going to be firing the ball back once again. Little grubber in behind from Stuart Moore. Does kick it into touch. And now currently 26 minutes into this game. It's flying by. Currently an Ikhan de Vitre Afrikaans. And there's, that seems like a tricky one to be able to say. And have you seen Johan Rugby channel, Amish? He's a good rugby analyst, very young. And yeah, I think that's Johan Rugby. He's actually the one from the chat, isn't he? And yeah, he's got some very good rugby knowledge. How's the Josh? And there's us, says Arthur. How's the Josh? Well, depending on who the Josh is, the Josh, I assume, is good at this stage. Sorry, if my Afrikaans. And there's, okay, there's someone who's just getting a little bit of attention here, and it looks like it is actually going to be Marshall. Oh, Benetton scored. Okay, they've now got the lead here, Benetton, for the later stages of the match. So that's actually huge for them if they can hang on for the next little while. I'm quickly going to go like this. And I am going to go like this. I'm currently learning Afrikaans as well. DBT? Okay, I'm not too sure. What's the bitty? I just looked up the same thing. I'm not too sure. Josh equals energy. I see. Okay, the energy's pretty high at the moment. Is that for me or for the game? Because both seem to have quite a bit at the moment. And also, I'm wondering if he's the Johan from a few months back. And he says David the Mod. I think he is. If you do recognize, he used to have a rugby ball, didn't he? But now I think, he used to have his face, but now he's got a rugby ball, if that's the one that you're talking about for Johan. But yeah, it is the same one. He is a young South African YouTuber. Currently now going to be kicking this one it's going to be the line out now. We are up to 27 minutes through the game, and the Bulls getting themselves into a good attacking position here to try and go on and get themselves a bit of a lead going into halftime. Now throwing it into the back, taken nicely by Ranokia. And now looking for the rolling maul here for the Bulls, waiting at the back of Johan Robela. It doesn't look like it's quite marching forth the way that the Bulls would be anticipating. There's someone's leg randomly up in the sky. I'm not too sure where the other leg for that man is, but it's certainly one of them off the ground. Zach Berger going short side. Nice little play here. Forster off to Madosh Dumbway as his ankle's taken out from underneath him. And there. And I was there, we have got there. He called you a if as well. There's Jay Hayes. Is that actually the translation for that? And how's the Josh? I think I'm getting older. I'm not really down with the kids now. I don't know what it meant either, to be honest. So I'm still, I guess, learning all the hip slang that is used as well. But Madosh Dumbway was taken out very low. And that one is going to be just outside. And also, I'd also said to have a shave. Ah, I see. Yeah, George is actually mentioning that as well. I don't know whether or not if I have a shave, whether to go like that and leave that bottom part or whether to get rid of that as well. It's a tricky one. I have no idea what to do with my face. It's going to be kicked for touch. Oh, that one stays in. And I think he means Bietka. Bietka. I'm not too sure how to say that one, Hamish. There's our welcome in, Jay. That one's going to be kicked. Oh, I think there's a little bit of something going on out there. A goatee. Yeah, maybe a goatee. I don't know. I feel like it would just look weird, wouldn't it? Currently going back for the initial penalty now in favour of Ulster, I believe it is. It's a weird moment, though, because they kind of got confused at what was happening, but I think it was Madosh Tumbwe getting a little bit too far ahead, I want to say. And Josh equals energy, and I can speak Afrikaans a bit, is what he said. And then Josh is actually Hindi word, nothing to do with your age. And there's also this. So I feel like the more you learn, what do they say? The more you learn, the more you earn, or something like that. Yeah, it's very good to be able to extend the knowledge of different languages. I can only speak, in fact, Siddhartha, have you got like, hi, how are you? How would you say that in Hindi? Please do let me know, because currently I can say that in Portuguese, I think it is. But yeah, it is going to be the line-out throw for Hrobala there. Now off the back, hello Jay. There's Paddy Wagon, good run forward from Kyle Brink. It's once again going go ball. And there says Rudanel for that one. Penalty to Ulster though. And I know Hindi words. And then how's it Jay says Carrot for that one. Dwayne Vermeulen, and he wins himself the penalty against his old side. And also Salam. I wait to see whether or not that is right. And also g'day Gareth. And as says Jay Hayes. Currently, it looks like Ulster will be taking on the 3 points. They actually have to run the tee out, so I don't know what the difference is. Maybe they haven't got the sponsor for the ute that runs it out. And also, we've got that how are you is Kasi Huap. I probably said it wrong. I said it before. Go for the Kung Fu Master look. And there's these flashes. So what do they have? Kung Fu Master. They have the Do they keep the mustache? They kind of have it curled, don't they? Or not curled, because I don't know whether or not mine would curl. I don't know whether or not I want to go with that. That would be the Nick White, wouldn't it? Let's go, hey, Petty. What's your real name, Petty? And the ball's going to win. Says Ruda now. Do you have a score prediction for this one? Do let me know. That side actually stayed up very well for the kind of curled mustache. That's good. And it does go over. And now the score 6 points to Ulster and 3 to the Bulls. Nathan Doak lining up that one. Very nice, NJ. We're in Nanam, are you? Assuming Wolvers. And also, how's the pace of the game? Sounds like not much happening. It's been very much a forward-orientated first little patch, although there have been a few nice backline movements, but other than that, it's been more penalties and a bit of stop-start, but hopefully it starts to become a bit more free-flowing. Someone said that there was going to be rain later on in South Africa. Luckily, at this stage, the sun is out at Loftus, taken very nicely on the 22 there. Oh, Larry's lead got bent the wrong way once again. Not having an easy day. By the way, I have a real name. And there's Paddy Wagon. Well, the one good counter ruck from the VODACOM Bulls. They've got this one back, and it was Johan Groveler. Was able to get it. Knock on there, though. Unfortunately, don't curl the mustache, mate. You'll just look like a dodgy magician in there as well. And also bets on Paddy's name. I'd say Patrick. And I guess I think about 25 for the Bulls and 6 to Ulster as we pick up in the second half. There's Rhoda now. And yeah, later on, I'm going to show you guys the benches that both sides have got here. One moment. We will go like that. And we will go like this. So for me, the big names on that bench are the Bulls. Definitely, Mornay Stain, Lionel Mapo, those two are going to be big players for them. And also Arnold Botta bringing a bit more of that physicality later on in the game. Although the Ria brothers for Ulster are going to be one to watch out for. Stuart Moore actually already having to make his way out onto the field, though. So that will use up a lot more of the stamina than he would have liked to. Won't have it saved for the later stages. But it is going to be a scrum feed now for Ulster. 32 minutes into the game. after that little knock on, it does mean that we are going to have just a little bit of a stoppage while they do get themselves set. I don't know, we will go like that, and we will go like that as well. And also, hey, Jack. And there's also Paddy's name is Jack. And there, and Paddy Wagner equals Patrick Wagner is my prediction. And there says Sebastian. Well, they want a more and Robala. Your Afrikaans is impressive. And there as well says Ishan. Other than your first name, I can't know your first name yet. Unfortunately, are you American? Says it was David the Model. I think she's from Australia. Because she does go Melbourne Rebels to all their home games. So she's at least living in Australia. Lana Mapoa Morne Stain. There's Luke there. Yeah, some very good players coming off the bench, taking that one quickly there for Ulster. Now 40 metres out from their line. And it looks like Larry's going to be running a counter-attack and play. Going down the wing now. Nice run forward from Stuart Moore. And keep trying in there. So it's not Patrick. What else is there? An Aussie. And there's says Amelia. Currently now sitting 45 metres out for Ulster. Fire back once again into the hands of, it's actually, we haven't really seen him too much. Madigan overall has been skip passing. Our wider taken down. Now going for the kick in behind. It's been Doak. He's been busy throughout the early stages. Taking the mark now. And that will be now an opportunity for Kurt Learenza to kick this one towards the corner. / towards halfway. I can already feel that my voice is going to disappear at some point throughout the next 2 days. And I'm on Ulster. Look at those, what they did to the army. And no, not Patrick. I don't know then Colin. And then today I'm Namibian. And Bulls will pick up in the second half. Yeah, they certainly have that gas tank and those subs to be able to certainly do it. And spectator restrictions will lift it slightly. How's the crowd? It's looking pretty good at the moment. They haven't quite got a packed house yet, but I think they were allowed 50%, weren't they? So I'd say more than 20,000 in attendance for this game. It's looking like a really good crowd for them as they continue to build up a few more people. That's going to be taken nicely by Madosh Tumbwe inside of his 22. Kicks it downfield. Looks for touch, and he's well and truly got hold of that one, Madosh Tumbwe. Jeez, it was almost down to the 22, although it did end up going out on halfway. He didn't quite get the angle on it, but career appearances only 20 for the youngster Madosh Tumbwe, but he's certainly got a bright future. And also we got that Paddy, are you male or female? And also all Wayne. And as our defense seems good today on the Bulls side. Says Rura now. Yeah, they're looking solid. Only the 9 points scored, no tries yet. I do actually have a thing that normally when there's a try, I put it up across the bottom of the screen, but we haven't actually had any yet to go off. That's a penalty now to Ulster from 55 out. Does Nathan Doak like his distance? I haven't really seen too much of his kicking, so I don't know how long he has got in terms of the kicking arsenal. He takes on the shot, and this is Betty, and also we have got there, have you heard or watched Craven Week, South Africa schoolboy rugby? I think I watched some of the, have they got a young sevens tournament happening in South Africa at the moment? Because I think I was watching a sevens one. I know I watched some of the European, I think it was English sevens, but I think I also saw some South African sevens as well. And Dunky, that means bye, doesn't it? If I'm not wrong. That one. And also we got there, Garav, is that you? Says Jay, imagine if it was. Plot twist, it was just Garav. And also South African Dutch, I'm speaking. And there's Aussie's Luke, but now going to be lining up this kick here. Nathan Dyke, 56 metres out. It's certainly going to be a good strike of the ball if he gets it. But now we'll be going. Craven's week is 15s as well, says Asan. So is there also that sevens one going on though? Alongside it, because I know that I haven't been watching the Craven week, but I know that I've been watching quite a bit of sevens on YouTube. That's a strike and a half from Doak, and that will now make the score 9. And what's your Insta again? And there says Paddy for the Kiwi lads. I assume that is. It is the _Kiwi _lads. Whoopsies, that's not it. The _Kiwi _ that's better. That second one. In fact, I can probably, no, I can put myself in a timeout. How does that work? That would be interesting to see how it goes. It'd probably crash all over YouTube. Or that would be very strange. I don't know how my account would react to being that. That's going to be almost taken beautifully from Madosh Tumbwe. I'm Namibian on Saturdays. It's going to be kicked towards the touchline, down to halfway once again. Madosh Tumbwe slightly disappointed to not be able to hang on to that. And Mon Bulls, what you got? You big hitters. come at us. And there still says Luke. So he is well and truly behind the Ulster boys for this game. Currently 37 minutes in. And it's going to be Robala once again, who does have the line-out throw. Goes to the front, stolen by Ulster. Dwayne Vermeulen tries to keep it on their side, and Bradley Roberts now cleans up. We'll have this ball on the halfway line as he's wrestled down by Marcel Kurtzak. Two South African players trying to get in there. They're going back for the initial penalty. Do you have a self-destruct button in there, says Sebastian? I guess, yeah, to block. Well, to time myself out, I can also block myself. Surely an error occurs if I try that. If I'm not wrong. Dr. Pollard, and I dare to give yourself out, give you $1. And there's us, says Jay. I'm scared. I don't know how it would work. Surely it just comes up saying error, but then I'm curious at the same time, but then I know that that might end up really messing up the live stream. Currently 38 minutes in, and Ulster, they are going to have themselves a scrum feed. That's probably 38 minutes. That is very quick. I thought I just heard the phone ring, and I was thinking it's 1:46 a.m. Who's ringing? This time, I don't know. It says Jay. Well, that one now going to be available for Doka. Has gone backwards there. First receiver once again going to Madigan. Take and run from James Hume, spinning out of a couple tackles, almost playing a bit of NFL, that man. A couple of the nice spins. Ball's still available for Doki. He's done well to clean that one up. Now 45 metres out from their own line. The Bulls left in the field. Marshall with a good run forward, and go Bulls. Get on the ruck. Off your feet. And as I says, Luke, and come on, Ulster. And as well, now it's a good run for come on, Ulster. Or that was what it was. Oh, come on. And there as well says Luke, well and truly getting behind the away side for this match. I'm passing it back across, and we've already had an Xbox blow up. Better not take the chances. And there's Sebastian. Great kick from Hume, but they're going back. Oh, going back for the initial penalty now. And I was like, yep. In there as well. Okay, it's not a 50-22. Is George that sort of friend that always has a poo in your toilet whenever he comes around to visit? No, he actually, for when he left, he actually went home, and then I think he went, and then he told us all about it in the chat afterwards. But I think he's only been like once at my house, I think, or something like that. Like, it's not very often at all. Normally, you either just go before he comes or just leave when he needs to, really. Now, Doak going to be lining this one up again. Currently, just points after points after points here for the Bulls. Or, sorry, for Ulster. As they continue to build. I'm going to look at some odds here because I know that the Bulls were favourites going into this one, and said the Bulls are ill-disciplined and are playing bad now. And, yeah, so that was from Gareth for that one. But that is the siren sounding by the sounds of it. And that will be halftime as soon as this kick is taken. From Nathan Doak, currently, his side are the favourites. The Bulls are paying $2.17. If this kick goes over, it will help them just a little bit more. He strikes it nicely. He's missed it away to the side. So it does remain at 3 points to 9 going into the halfway through this match of play, men. And there says Martha. And that's actually Nathan Ellis. He's now dismissed. Australia are going to be bowled out for only about 160 here if they're not careful. Connacht versus Benetton. I think Connacht must have scored before, as they are now well and truly the favourites for that matchup. But it's going to be awesome seeing all the games of the URC. I really want to watch Munster versus Leinster, although that's going to be quite a late night one for us here in New Zealand. So I'll probably end up sleeping during that one or just watching it while I'm in my bed. And who do you think will win now, says Johan? It's a tricky one. The Bulls, their bench, I feel, is stronger. So we'll have to wait and see how it does end up going. And also we've got okay, guys, where is Jay from? Jay is from Australia. In that case, and I'll say yes. And there says Johan for the miss. But yeah, currently only 6 points difference. Playboys. As this is a version. Okay, guys. Oh no, I read that one. And also, damn it, Bulls. And Namibia, says Jay. Not quite. All right, I'm going to slouch down slightly because seats are comfy. You know, they're always nice to sit on. I'm currently looking through Going to be an interesting second half because Ulster at the moment are looking like a team who will be hard to beat. But then also a part of me is thinking, you know, there's a chance that they could fight back here. And to be honest, I'm just looking at odds and trying to think of it in my head of whether or not they can get the upset. It's tricky to decide. I have no idea, to be honest, but we will get some stats to do with this one. Possibly anyone who is new, though, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But your pick was in Namibia and People's Independent Republic of Perth. And then how many handling errors for Ulster and penalties? Find out, please. And there says Luke. So the full-time score of the other URC game, 21 for Connacht, 17 for Benetton. And that one, and we will get some URC stats up. Well, this one, and also on a beach in Namibia and People's Republic Perth. And then there as well. So we will go down, and we will go at this match centre. And also we have got there Julia. And that one also. But right, match centre, that's not useful for us. We need the match centre that actually has the matches on it. But the match centre just has the table. Right, I found it. It's what we needed. Okay, at this stage for the stats, I'll see whether or not they've got it. Penalties conceded. They've conceded 4 penalties for Ulster compared to the 9 of the Bulls. Handling errors currently, I don't think I can actually get you that stat. They don't actually have it at the moment here, but I can tell you that the tackling success has been pretty good from Ulster, and sometimes I'm in Botswana. And there as well. There you go. The more you know. You know? Currently 6 points difference. All the Bulls need is a quick early try, and they are back in this game. They really haven't had too many attacking opportunities throughout the stages of this match. So I am curious to see how it does end up going, but Leinster versus Munster, that's going to be a good match. And it does take place in just a little bit more time. Also, they are going to have the game between, I believe it's actually Lions versus Edinburgh. That is another game that is coming up. And also Stormers versus Ospreys is another one that is just around the corner. Cut and less tackles. That advantages the Bulls. And that is only half time anyway. Still another half to go for the Bulls to strike back eventually. And there says Sammy Souza, exactly right. And at the end of the day, Mornay Staines experience, Lionel Mapo. Also, they have got Jan Obota as another player they can bring off that bench. They're going to have a strong finish to this game, I have a feeling, for the Bulls. They've missed 11 tackles so far, but also possession-wise, they just haven't really had too much of it, 39%. Isn't water great when you really think about it? Like, just hydration in general. I feel like I'm going down that tangent. We're about to time travel, ladies and gentlemen. Fun fact, Botswana's currency is pula, which means a dick in Romanian. The more you know. Sometimes when I'm with Dean Schneider on his wildlife, or sometimes I'm with Dean Schneider on his wildlife park, and also sat in my Scarlet shirt thinking of drinking a few beers to numb myself for today's game. Yeah, it's going to be, actually, Scarlets play Cardiff. I think Scarlets have that one. It's a bold prediction, but I think they can do it, hopefully. We'll see. Has it already happened? No, it hasn't, has it? I think it's happening a little bit later on tonight. The URC's got that many games on at the moment. I am completely losing track of 90% of them. And I was like, are you pulling my puller, Seb? And I was like, with those old fermented players on the bench, they should get the Bulls back into it. And I was like, Bulls give away too many penalties. Yeah, they gave away 9. Okay, spend any time on my bucket list for that one. I don't know how to pronounce that one, sadly. So I feel like rather than embarrassing myself, I will try not to pronounce it. We'll go with that. Oh, Munster-Leinster's a 6 a.m. game. And I really want to watch it. But I should sleep by then. Because if I don't sleep by then I don't sleep probably before the next live stream. And as I think Jay is Bear Grylls' cameraman and calls him a muppet whenever he eats a snake or drinks his piss. And there's Sebastian for that one. Currently just waiting for the second half to get underway. 11 defenders beaten. Also didn't get a lot over the game line compared to the Bulls. They know how to keep the ball away from the opposition for long. And there, yeah, 61% possession for them. And also the territory was also 61% for the Ulster side. So if they can keep the Bulls out of this for the second half, I would say Ulster sneak it. If they do end up giving the Bulls too much of that open space, though, the Bulls might be able to possibly get a couple late tries because neither side's been able to get over the try line, which is a big stat for this one also. But I'm excited because in 5 minutes' time, we actually go back in time here in New Zealand. We're going to go from 1:55 a.m. to all of a sudden teleporting back to 1 a.m. So we're going to do some time travel live on a live stream. Best way to do it. You should sleep. You should sleep. I have COVID. And there says Luke. Wait. So I assume those are two separate ones, aren't they? So hopefully you do recover soon. But yeah, I'll probably either. See, that's the thing. I'm thinking in my head about it, and I think it is more strategic for me to sleep just because I was considering staying up all night, but then I'll be up for like 30 hours, and then my eyes will just be too tired. And Bear Grylls had a good feed when the cameras aren't recording. He's always stuffing his face with fresh food. And there says Jay. Now, imagine. I mean, that's the thing. It's probably not completely unbelievable, if that makes sense, just because at the end of the day, who wants to eat camel's piss or drink it? It wouldn't be that nice. Overall, it's nice as you try and make it. Go eat watermelon. And I was like, I'm not sleeping. I don't have COVID. And then later, Welsh regional rugby is an embarrassment. And then we need to go back to club rugby and live and die on it as well, says Flesh and See. Hopefully your Scarlet boys can get the win, though. And surely, Jay, I never trusted him surviving only on what we see on camera. And there says Sebastian. Yeah, I feel like the only way people would believe him is if he ended up actually like live streaming the whole thing just the whole time. But then you probably couldn't, because if he ends up getting something happened to him, then you probably can't live stream that. Bear Grylls used to play for Mun Wild Tour after he was encountered by New Zealand farmer shotgun. And there, as well, says Luke, and also we have got there. I think he still drinks piss though. I seems to like it, and there's a challenge for George. Carbonate some cow's piss. Sure, he'd be keen for that. Have you seen that video on the Kiwi Lads Extras, Jay? Where we do end up carbonating the water. It came out earlier on today. That one, and also Bear Grylls should be the new, or the Wizard of New Zealand. Who's our, like, do we have a Wizard of New Zealand already that he's taken over from, or do we just not have one? At the moment, see, he actually got busted off camera. And there, as well, says Jay. That one, this is very blue. Isn't it? Yes, I did today. And then also it's full of steroids. And there says Johan. Well, I'm sure that they would be tested, though. Overall, I guess the only... Oh, are you speaking because of Dwayne Vermeulen in their side? But no, I don't think so. I feel like they're big boys, but I think they just end up packing a big punch in the gym, really. And they just keep on going and going and going. But it's a bit of an interesting fixture coming up later on tonight with Munster and Leinster, because we're going to get to see Damien de Lende. And they say, you actually do. Who's our wizard at the moment? And carbonated Calpis. And there's us, says Gareth. Yeah, it wouldn't be the nicest thing in the world. I didn't know that. But the whole point is showing the viewers how to live. Doesn't actually have to go through the whole grueling process. Sebastian or Barry. Oh, who is Benny or Barry? We've got a Barry Green from the past. If that is who you're talking about, maybe. Jesse Girl should get a hair transplant. And we have also got there. My Muppet sense is tingling. And that now I'm saying it because they are winning the breakdown too much, is Johan, for that one. And also Morningstain is bound to kick the backs of the Bulls back into it. He comes off the bench unless Ulster pulls away somehow. And I think it's fair that he actually eats some edible food off camera. And there, yeah. We got to give the man some sort of break, I guess, because at the end of the day, no one really wants to eat disgusting stuff, do they? Unless you're kind of like, some people do eat disgusting stuff all the time, really, when you think about it. And I'll say anyone called Edward, but calls himself Bear. Yeah. And the Bulls must get RJ Snyman. And that, well, RG Snyman, sorry. I think he's out for the whole season, isn't he? Currently, sadly. And also, we have got there another bloke you mentioned on the vid when the drink came out, Barry. George was just saying a random name, I think. I tried my best to not spit that out at that point in time. It just didn't work, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a weird video. A few interesting moments in there. And I know they probably shouldn't, and kicking the rails. And yeah, as I says, Luke, but it looks like both sides are about to make their way back out onto the field. 40 minutes left of this game, and still plenty of time to go for it. Doak able to get the 3 penalties. The Bulls able to get the 1, although something else I will mention, there was a missed kick for Ulster, whereas we haven't seen a missed kick for the Bulls as of yet. But Marcel Kurtz are going to need a big game here in this second half. If he can't get the job done, Owen Alborta will certainly be going out there and trying to really just rampage in the later stages for that one as well. Currently now we always got there. Of course, be his actual name, despite eating rubbish, the Wild like a real grizzly. And that was a correct word. 5 Grego stars for me as well. And the thing is, George actually edited that one, so it is quite cool that he is starting to get the hang, or he has already got the hang of the editing in such a short amount of time. And then also, oh, Hamish, I didn't know Razor Ramon died. Thanks for that as well, says Gareth. Did you not know? Sorry about that, if that was a bit of a shock for that one. But yeah, he did pass away a couple of weeks ago from he did end up having surgery, but the surgery went badly wrong and he ended up with a blood clot. And it wasn't even like a surgery, like it was just a freak moment. Mono Stain, saviour for South Africa, and the Bulls the man with the golden ass. I don't think I've ever heard someone describe someone as the man with the golden ass. But I guess you could say Mono Stain is that guy. Brad Roberts, he's been busy throughout the early stage of the match as well. But currently now halftime just about over. We have got Hey Howdy Hey, y'all. Welcome in, Katie Dixon. Hope you are doing well. I hope you're excited for the rugby that we have got on today. And also, I just thinking of that clip from the early one. You would have missed it. Katie George did something that was a bit dirty. Not really dirty, but he just did an interesting exit to the stream. And behold, Mono Stain Orange transfer on weight Razor Ramon. They're talking about the Japanese wrestler. And there he's wrestled in Japan, I believe. He's from America, but he's kind of Razor Ramon WWF days and also a bit of WWE. Didn't know Mono had a speciality with his ass despite a massively reliable boot. And there's Amazona and also eating disgusting things. You say, I listen to Fox sports commentary. I'm used to consuming disgusting stuff. There's Rando. Brutal. I like it. Hey, we're at 2 a.m. now. Is that when we're supposed to put the clocks back, or is it 3 a.m. that we put them back? I have no idea. Is it now 1 here in New Zealand, or are we? No, we're still at 2. What time do we switch back? I can't remember what time it actually switches. And man with the golden ass sounds like an award at Ram Ranch. And there's broke his hip falling. Only got found a couple days later. Surgery, released a blood clot, and he had 3 heart attacks. Rough in there. Wait, I missed George again. I missed so many things. There's Katie. Yeah, George was here for not just the Reds versus Brumbies half the match of that. He was actually here for the Super Rugby game beforehand as well. Very hyper. He had an energy drink before it, and he certainly was buzzing at that point in time. But currently now 41 minutes in, we've actually had a knock on at this point of the game. Halftime needs to be over. One moment. There we go. We are back in. But can the Bulls do it? That is probably the big question at the moment. Also, Morning Smith got his ass handed to him by Will Smith in there as well. And I was doing well, Katie. Hope you're well too. And there's Sebastian. At 7 a.m. I just woke up, as I says Katie. Yeah, early morning start. I'm going to have to show that clip to everyone, aren't I? Or George will mention the clip tomorrow, but pretty much he decides to give me a nice parting gift as he's leaving the room. But now Curly Arenza going to be going straight sideways out to Madosh Tambwe, close to the touchline. He's got pace. Goes himself, Madosh Tambwe. Oh, he's gone for the reach out, and he has dropped it. And also we have got the George definitely buzzing from behind when he let rip right in front of you, Hamish. And there's his Sammy Sosa, and also hello, Katie. Here's Paddy Wagon. That was not good work from Madosh Tambwe. He did so well up to that point, but then he just ended up getting taken down the wing. I was like, hey, howdy, brother. Hope you're well. And there it says it was Katie. Question, Sebastian. Are you able to download a clip that you've filmed or recorded on YouTube? I'm just wondering if there's any way to get it to me that we can do it without like a screen recording or anything along those lines. Even though a screen recording probably would work for that one, perhaps. And also, I'm doing well. And yourself. And Betty, what's your real name? And there's the question still has not quite been answered for that one. And also, I see George was crop dusting. He well and truly, he went for it. he didn't go halfway with it. Oh, nicely done. Slaps it out from underneath. Like they're saying, crucial tackle made. And also, I'll try and put the link in the chat again. And there's Sebastian. I do have the link, if that helps. A moment. I'll go like this. I'll go here. Where did I send it? I sent it to George. So I thought he would enjoy it. There we go. That is the clip. Anyone who hasn't seen it already, be sure to give it a watch and then come back afterwards. Let us know what you think. Did anyone watch the Sale Sharks Saracens game yesterday? I actually missed it, sadly. I've been lacking on the Gallia Premiership. I'm hoping to do one tomorrow night, hopefully, for Saracens. Or not Saracens, for Harlequins there. Okay, it's going to be a 5-metre scrum here for the Bulls after that little bit of confusion between the two sides. George made a sticky in Hamish's direction, says Gareth. He did. And then he decided that he wouldn't just do that. He'd decide to waft it into my corner. It was unfortunate for Dunboy to lose the ball right in front of the line, going begging, although he has still got the scrum 5 metres out, so there's still a chance that they can go on and do not too bad. Visits to the opposition, 22. 4 visits for the Bulls, 2 for Ulster. No try scored as of yet in this matchup. Now, 43 minutes through. Can they get themselves over the line for the first time? The Bulls, if they can, it's huge for them. And they will be certainly looking towards their next opportunity. Right, ball goes in. Now off the back, Ironrick Lowe trying to break through. He's going to be held up quite nicely from 3 metres out of the line. It goes out the side. Now Marcel Kutze, they say it goes straight sideways. And now still available for the Bulls. And I clipped a bit from it and uploaded it to Scrumley as best commentator's slip up I have ever heard. I am still cackling in there, says Katie Dixon. Well, and go Ulster, sorry, my iPad wants to mess up. And they are only a metre, if not maybe less than a metre short. Round the side, drops the head, still short of the line here for the Bulls, but they are getting extremely close. Still short. Brilliant defence from Ulster. This is why they are sitting top of the table. All but that's gone over the top. They're going to be checking this one. I think the first initial one is held up. Also, that says OnlyFans link in the SSJAs as well. But yeah, he went for it, George. Our friend George. Am I subscribed to the Scrumless YouTube channel? I'd like to think that I am. Vincent's cock. I've just seen what it's called. They're going to test Vincent's cock. And Chaz just asked what's Paddy's real name. I think he's going to keep it a mystery for a little while. I thought it was Patrick. Something just tells me Patrick would make sense, but it might not be Patrick for that one. There we go. We will put that up. So he said that it's going to be a 5-metre scrum here, possibly. I watched the clip again. I'm dying when George cackled in there as well. As very lot of you guys really, I do think I had another name. There we go, stupid iPad, and I freaking choked on my drink when I heard it. There's Katie Dixon as well for that Saracens. That was Saracens versus Sale Sharks, wasn't it? Oh. Looks pretty good. This might actually be a try. That for me is grounded. I think Marcel Kurtzia has been able to get himself the first try of this match now. And the crowd, they like it. The ball was grounded. It's going to be the try, and Marcel Kurtzia now getting them back into this game for the Bulls, and the crowd erupt at that one. I kind of turned into a dog, didn't I, for that one. And Paddy Spencer. And there, as I says, Gareth and also Patricia. Yeah, maybe. What other names are there? Maybe it doesn't even start with P. Maybe Paddy for me sounds Irish. So what are Irish names? Tig. And I love the side of Stephen Vid too. More shed vlogs And there's Katie Dixon. Yeah, we've got a few more coming up very soon, including Soda streaming random items, which could go one or two ways, either bad or badder at this stage. And booyah, nice one, Bulls. And there, Chris Smith lines it up. He does get it over, and now the Bulls take the lead back in this contest. And also Pan, the end is silent. And as well, and you guys aren't going to stop. Oh, well. And there's his Paddy Wagon. At 44 minutes through, the Bulls, they have a nice little lead here of 1 point. A lead's a lead, and that will be what they will be hoping to extend here in the next little while. But from halftime, we were talking about the fact that the position was really heavily in favour of Ulster. Now it's starting to change. I'm guessing the name is Tig. And there, as I'll say, Sammy Souza. Sammy Souza. I said that in a very weird way, didn't I? I almost said it with the Irish accent, even though I really suck at Irish overall. I'm trying to think of what the Irish sound. I'm trying to think of. No, that was terrible. I'm trying to think of Johnny Sexton. Johnny Sexton. Irish ain't my thing. I can do a few others, but not Irish. Now, kicking it downfield here. Goes into touch. And it is going to be now, once again, Ulster, who have got themselves the line out. 45 minutes through. Tongue roll. I'm looking through at Loftus. I know that they're allowed 50% in attendance, which is pretty awesome to see. Hopefully, we also get to see maybe a few more than 50% in the near future for the South African games. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look and see who's playing next week. I believe it's 2 lots of South African games, only the South African derbies, and then after that, they go back to Northern Hemisphere rugby, I believe, for the other sides, because also URC, or not the URC, the European Championship is just around the corner. I think you might have created a villain now. The Spencer isn't on here anymore. What is he doing? Scary thought, well, probably see him on the news sometime drowning puppies. There's Gareth there for that one. He's been committed, not showing up for the last little while. And Owen Farrell seems particularly concerned about Vincent's cock. And Sexton is accent of North Dublin, but at least think. And there's says Luke and also Paddy is Hamish Spencer. Not quite. That I know of. Dun, dun, dun. And now stolen by the Bulls, and it's the captain, Marcel Kutzer. Once again, kicked on behind by Zach Berger. I would have possibly looked for the counter-attack instead, because now it's back in the hands of Dwayne Vermeulen, who's been wrestled down low. They cheer for him. Cheer for him or boo him? I think there might have been a little bit of booing involved in that one, which is slightly unfortunate for big Dwayne Vermeulen, but at the end of the day, he did leave them, didn't he? And also, he is extra concerned about Vincent's. And he has, and he is 100% a plot twist. Says Gareth there for that one's going to be kicked high now. It was Nathan Doak. Waiting for it to come down nicely, taken by Curtly Arenza. Running hard at the line, trying to step through, tries to get back up to his feet. Wasn't completely hold. And also, we have got the possible game of 2 halves, methinks. And there says Sammy Souza, brilliant wide pass. Out to Madosh Dumbway, the chip and chase. Little bit of a change of the line. He's close to the touchline, wrestled out by Cornell Hendricks. Great pressure here from the Bulls. Going over senses empathy. I'd say he's round puppies and kicks kittens for amusement. And George go Ulster. And there says Katie Dixon, and also come on Ulster, says Luke. Well, that one as well. But the Bulls are starting to find that next gear. And if they can continue to do so, they might be able to get themselves another try sooner rather than later. But Ulster need to try and halt this momentum that the Bulls are creating. Or maybe Spencer was me. Maybe. And Amish Spencer is the commentator for the Blues. And there as well. And Amish Spencer says Katie Dixon. And yeah, him and Sebastian didn't quite see eye to eye for one live stream. And I was like, come on, Ulster. There's Luke there as well. And now it's going to be Hrobala. It's again trying to drive it forward a little bit further. Seems mate, says Jay. But they are now continuing to get a little bit closer. Passing it off now into the hands of Heinrich Lowe. Still inside of the 22 now for the ball to Ruanokia. Another carry forward. And I was like, boy, I told you. And I just know if Spencer the name. In the middle is his super villain name. And that is brilliantly done by Dwayne Vermeulen. Gets the turnover. I do keep on mentioning it, but up against his old side in Mum's Basin. Was he that dude? As I says J. Hayes, I believe he was. Currently now 49 minutes through. And Dwayne Vermeulen wins the penalty. So Ruanokia, he was tackled low in the end by the halfback. Then Dwayne Vermeulen straight on the ball. Almost got it. And got just enough of it as well. Another big yawn. And stretch as well while we're at it. Oh, Katie. I bought a mold for a rugby ball cake tin. Me and George are considering filling it with jelly and making a jelly rugby ball and kicking it. Are you keen on that idea? I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. But he said some stuff sometimes that just made my skin crawl. Yeah. That's the thing. There's a line between trying to troll and then just being out and out offensive. And Katie, did you ever get that damn pink phone? Says Garrett, yes, says Katie Dixon. Hi, says Ellie Hills. Welcome in. Elijah might be doing well. Yeah, jelly rugby ball, says Katie. I think we'd have to freeze it first, wouldn't we? To try and stick it together a bit more. Probably break our foot on it trying to boot it. Currently now. And welcome in. Ellie says Sebastian also welcome in. Says Betty there as well. But Stuart now, he has come out onto the field. That is replacing Bradley Roberts, who did start at number 2. O'Toole also out there on the field. That will be replacing Marty Moore. Still available on the side of Ulster. No, it's popped up very nicely for the Bulls. And Mornay Smith now passing it back across. Chris Smith looking for the 50-22. Doesn't get it, though. Goes straight into the hands. And let it guys off to see Sun play in bloody freezing cold weather. Top of the pool, or top of the table, local clash before the sadness of the Scarlets. This question, so yeah, hopefully he does go all right in that game. Do let us know what the score is the next time that we do see you. Yeah, good luck to you, son, and to you to try not to freeze. Let's freeze it, famous last, says Jay. And as I go, Ulster, and might want to try something, might want to try something else. Says Betty Wagon, and also we have a good one, brother. Says Katie Dixon as well. And I was like, hey, RDA, sis, how's you do? And Hoosh says, my arch enemy, one day he's going to go down and he's going to, oh, okay. I don't think I can read that out. Right. I see. Did you end up blocking him at the very last moment, or did he just leave on his own accord? And Hamish might want to try something else. And yeah, but Dwayne Vermeulen, well played. And even though he's the away side in this game, there's still the Loftus guys still well and truly getting behind him. Australia bowled out for 210. Let's see what this poll tastes like. Lessons learned. Yeah, but now driving nicely forward and Katie cheers. And yep, kicking the ball. And Mornay Staines Bulls get Ulster in the game. Fun as well. I used to do that with ice blocks. That's a penalty to the Bulls for the player leaving his feet. And I believe that was Tom O'Toole who was penalised. Yeah, you used to like have an ice block and stick your tongue on it. But it wouldn't quite be as extreme as a cold pole. Because that would be no fun. They're all right there. Colin for the shot of the post and try making a sponge or something a bit more softer, says Paddy. Could do. What else we got? You need something kind of heavy as well, don't you? So that it goes a decent distance. Don't know. What else is there? And there's Josh Butler. Or Josh the Boss Butler scoring first 100 in the IPL 2020 versus Mumbai Indians. Great batting. So he did do very nicely. And I was like, all right, that sounded a bit psychotic. I'll just hide him from the channel. Nothing more than that, says Sebastian. Well, that one as well. But Chris Smith currently sitting 2 from 3. Distance at 37 metres out. Trying to line up this kick here. Taking his time. Making sure he's feeling good. And he's feeling that this one is going to be able to go straight down the middle. Kicks it. Chris Smith strikes it all right. Strikes it nicely, and that one's gone over. And now the score 13 points to the Bulls and 9 to Ulster. But the big thing is it's still less than a 7-point game with 28 minutes left. Still plenty of time for either side to be able to get themselves the winning play. But Chris Smith, he's been going pretty well for the Bulls. That's the thing. When you're underneath Mornay Stain, it's a very good one. I still remember the cocoa butter as a conversation. I was wondering when the day would come, he'd finally run his mouth off his entire face and get the band hammer. And there's says Katie Dixon. Also, he's the Joker to my Batman. And then talking YouTube supervillains. Talking supervillains. Right, we'll try that again. Talking supervillains. There we go. I found full episodes of the Justice League cartoon from 2001 on YouTube. Says Gareth. That's the thing. YouTube have got some good stuff. I don't know whether or not they're officially uploaded by the actual people. I know that Mr. Bean's got a very good YouTube channel. Great hit there, Justice League there. Ron Sebastian as well. I will admit, a couple months ago, I searched for Scooby-Doo episodes on YouTube. Not even embarrassed about it. And going back across. Kicked high from Madigan, looking for this one. It's actually gone almost backwards. But that one taken beautifully there by the Bulls. Now Chris Smith attacking line here. Krobala on the outside goes through the hands of Ruanokia. They've said it's gone backwards. Zach Berger looking for the pass, and he gives it off to his big number one in this game, which is Stenna Klump, still available. Anyways, I want to talk about the rugby ball captain again. And there, I mean, it would be an interesting one. Forced offload on the outside. He's in touch just. And it's going to be down there. I like Pingu. Iglu. And there, wait, are we talking Piglu or Iglu? Pingu? I remember Pingu. That one. Is that the right one? Or have I just made some random penguin noises? Geez, that was a good hit from Moody down the wing when he was able to line up Lowry. What else did I used to watch? Brum. You remember Brum? That miniature car that just drove around? And that was what it did. Just drove. See where the name came from? Brum. And sorry, Pingo, I like him. Pingo is my jam, says Katie Dixon for that one. What other ones are there? Maisie the Mouse. I think I used to see that when I was younger. Max and Ruby. Another one from the past. Blast from the past. And as a confession time, all right, I listen to the Pink Fluffy Unicorn song once a month. Says Sebastian, nothing wrong with that. And songs are songs. They get stuck in your head. And I was like, okay, guys, hear me out. While all this looking for live action Joker actors just cast Mark Hamill, good backline movement. Madosh Dumbway, he does get it down. Brilliant work from Madosh Dumbway. Physicality. And he just uses his size and his strength to be able to stay in the field of play. He didn't at any stage want to pass it on the inside. He was never going to. And now it's going to be another try for the Bulls. And they take just a little bit more of a lead. But brilliant finish from Madosh Dumbway. The amount of strength that took for him to stay in the field of play is insane. And also we've got the Pingu over Wilson Gromit and over Gumby. And now we all know as well as he's basically is the Joker we all recognise. And there it says Gareth for that one. Madosh Dumbway just uses his weight. And Jacob Stockdale's from Huaga. And then also we've got the if you don't like Pingu, then you have something wrong with you. How can you not like a penguin? It's just like a little penguin, you know? And also, I listen to the Sailor Moon theme song like once a week. And the Azal says it was from Katie, and Pingu speaks and talks with a northern Irish accent. And there Azal says, Luke, what other old classic cartoons have we got, ladies and gentlemen, that we can think of? I mean, Tom and Jerry's probably a little bit more recent, but I did enjoy that one from back in the past. Chris Smithy's liking that one. That's gone straight over. Now the score's going to be 20 points to the Bulls, 9 to Ulster. We did say that maybe later on in the game that Ulster might start slowing down, and the Bulls have really just continued to drive their way forward. Sailor Moon. And there, as I says, Gareth. That's nice work. Madosh Dumbway got it out on the wing. And then from there, like they're saying, he could have passed it on the infield, but he decided he wanted to muscle over himself. And Ren and Stimpy, Bob the Builder slaps, as they say, as the kids would say anyway. My dad, he's a builder. He actually has the Bob the Builder theme song as his ringtone. What a lad. But, like, it always gives me a fright because it's so bloody loud. So, like, we'll just be sitting here. One time, I remember after doing a whole heap of live streaming, and I was, like, right on the verge of falling asleep. I was sitting here like this, and I had my phone in my hand, and then I heard his ringtone, and I literally jumped so high. I was awake for the next, like, 10 minutes just because I was, like, wide awake. She has the one named Sailor Moon. Big Blue Bear in the Big Blue House. You guys remember that one? There's another one. Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse. Those are probably slightly newer ones, aren't they? Bob the Builder. Can you fix it, Bob the Builder? Yes, you can as well. Now, 11 penalties against the Bulls at this point in time, but Ulster now have the kick for the touchline, so they could get themselves another penalty or another try here, and they'll keep themselves right in it. It's going to be taken very nicely in the end. Just a tackle in the air from Kanan Moody. 58 minutes in now, though. And it is going to be the line out for Ulster. They go to the front, a little bit loose. Nicely taken by Bradley Roberts. In fact, it's his replacement. Loose ball sits up now for Chris Smith. In fact, it was actually Mornay Smith who was able to get that one, fighting evil by moonlight. And there, as I says, Katie Dixon in there. And Ozzy Stitch is my favourite grow up watching it. And there's, oh yeah, Lilo and Stitch. And then it kind of became more minions and whatnot, didn't it? Or the Penguins of Madagascar, they were a relatively popular one later on. I think Chris Smith, great kick. That one's going to bounce awkwardly, and it sits up here for Ulster. Actually, one of the first times we have seen Moxham in action. He's just been hit hard in the midsection, though, by Marcel Kutzer. Rolling the ball back quite nicely. Now Manigan. Going Stewart Moore with a kick in behind, just looking for a bit of territory. Is going to be setting up quite nicely here for the Bulls, though, and it looks like they might consider going for the counter-attack. No, they don't. Chris Smith, he wants the 50-22. Kicks it. It's well trapped there by the Ulster player who just keeps it in the field playing Moxham. Now it goes back across. Now James Hume in the midfield. Penalty for the high tackle. I've got ran away to watch the lineup video. And there's Katie Dixon. Yeah, the video for this one. The Bulls taking on Ulster. First URC one that we've done almost since the start of the competition. I have a brother 14 years older, so I unfortunately went straight into Ghost in the Shell and Neon Genesis. That's a hard one to say. Evangelion. It's such a place in Dunedin, New Zealand. Our two Californians adopted for good son. And he says, Luke, and also anyway, my friends Chris left a family-sized container of gummy bears in the trunk of his car for like a month, mounted into a solid brick. Jeez. So impressive that's missed touch from Ulster. Not good for them there. And I've gotten lots of shows now. There's Petty Wagon and also we've got that Petty, what's your name? I have you forgotten that too, says Jay. And it's all good, sis. I am well. Hope you are too, says Katie. But now the Bulls currently kicking meters. They've had 757 kicking meters in this matchup. I'm going to have some more water because or else my voice will disappear. I think y'all should do something like that with your rugby cake tin. Also melt down something. Maybe. Because I wouldn't mind just making a rugby cake at some stage, but I'm worried that George will be like, right, we've made a rugby cake. Let's hit it with a baseball bat. I'll be like, but I'm just, I made cake and nut. Let's hit it with a bat. Good kick of mine from Ulster there. It's not. Yeah, and also we've got the gummy brick, bouncing here and there and everywhere. And I think Paddy's name is Patrick. And there's us, says Katie. And drink away water is good and vital. It is indeed good for the organs, good for the soul, good for the mind, and whatnot in between. Or something like that. Just good for hydration, isn't it? Ulster, like they're saying, they're a tired side, but they continue to fight. Billy Burns, he's normally out there for Ulster, isn't he? Where's he? I think he was on the touchline, but he's not playing in this game, so I don't know whether or not that's injury-based or maybe he's got some sort of other thing that he is staying out for. Although if he's at the ground, I'd assume it is. I don't know that. Nope, it is correct. And then it's great. I've just recovered from COVID as well. And yeah, just imagine a giant gummy rugby ball and George just runs it, hitting people in the face with it. He would. And I would be the closest face, unfortunately. And also, well, you can keep going. I don't mind. And yeah, as I said, Betty Wagon. Now currently 62 minutes into this game. I believe it was just a bit wonky from Johan Robela. And also, do you have Space Invader in New Zealand, that expandable foam stuff in a can that sits like styrofoam? I don't think so, but maybe. I haven't really been. It would be at a hardware store or something. Do we call it hardware stores? We got Mitre 10 or Bunnings. One of those two, wouldn't it? I believe so. If you're feeling better, and Ulster Discipline is getting their asses handed to us. And there's Luke, although now they've got this ball once again, only 10 metres out from the line. And if they score now, they are right back into this contest. I'm going to have a quick look and see how the odds are sitting currently for these two sides as we get a little bit closer. A moment, I got to click that. Oopsies, where have I gone? Oh, scrum reset. Everyone's gone down. Extra exclusive. George get done for assault with a gummy rugby ball in there. Yeah, he might. He might. It probably, although if he hits me with it, I feel like I'm not going to sue him, am I? So I feel like he'll know that, but then he probably wouldn't hit me with it because he knows that I wouldn't hit him back or anything like that. Like, I'd have to throw it at him, I guess, and that's some Willy Wonka level, a giant gummy rugby ball. So I guess, how do you make gummy? Is it the same way that you make, like, jelly, but just, like, more jelly? Like, more, gelatin. Do we call it gelatin over here? I've never said that word rather than just jelly. So like it's going to be available. A little bit loose there, nicely hooked there. Big push from the Bulls. Still available for Ulster though. Nice attack and run on the inside. Drag down Marcel Kurtzen now. Trying to get on the ball, unable to do so. Hume was the man who did have the carry forward. Now it is Nick Timoney. Number 12 is offside. That would have been against Harold Forster. And now the advantage in favour of the Ulster boys, and they will continue to drive their way just a little bit closer to the tries line. Still going for that offside or offside side. And also, well, there goes my leg. And there's his Betty Wagon. Now, good attack and run from Ulster. Getting close here. It is going to be actually the number 4, Treadwell. I think that's the first time I said his name. Good attack and run. Little pass off. Ulster score it between the posts. And also, we've got the I've never made gummies before, but people in my family do, and it seems to be very easy, according to them. Just find recipes online. Also, Ulster go, and hi, all, says Jan. Welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing well. That is a try to Ulster, ladies and gentlemen, that now gets them just a little bit further back into this game. And it was someone who I wasn't watching, unless it's forward. Oh, flat. That's what I would call that. We need probably another angle of that one. Okay. It's going to be try. It looked flat, but it looked all right. And that is going to be the try now for Ulster. As we get closer to the end of this game, they get themselves just a little bit further into this match as well. Kick straight over now, and Ulster, they'll be sitting 16 points to the 20 of the Bulls. With the band just a little bit closer. Are you doing any premiership games today, Amish? We aren't doing any premiership today, but I'm hoping to do Harlequins tomorrow. And that will be tomorrow night. So that's kind of the plan at this stage. Hopefully does all go smoothly and we don't end up sleeping during the night. But yeah, just for this one, because of daylight saving confuses me very much so. And Gareth is swearing in another language. I won't repeat what he said in there as well. Said Jay. But yeah, pretty much we have got the Quins versus someone tomorrow. Who are they playing? Sebastian, I feel like you're the perfect person. Or Katie, another one to ask there for them. In fact, I'm going to be able to find them. I'm going to find them. One moment. Oh yeah, come on, you Quins. And there as well, where they at? Gallagher Premiership, that's what we're after. The Harlequins, who they playing? They are going to be playing up against the London Irish. Whoa, sorry, that was very loud. I got excited. But yeah, they're going to be playing up against the London Irish for their game, which will be interesting. But currently now, I believe it's in the hands of the Bulls, only just though. It's almost stolen by Marcus Rea. And now we have got there. Good afternoon, says Jan. I hope you are doing very well. It's London Irish, yeah, so I think you like both sides, don't you, Katie? So it's probably a perfect matchup, other than the fact that one of the sides that you like will have to lose. But then, on a good side, one of your sides will have to win too. You're going to make me break out into Liefling. Liefling? Oh, they're going upstairs for something here. And a London matchup in there as well. Right, potential foul play is on the cards here. And we all hope that it's not foul play, but it could be foul play. Thanks, Feeling Heaps Better. I got into ISO this morning, or got out of ISO this morning. I'm glad to be able to leave the house. I hope you're well. Haven't encountered the Irish. And there as well says Ellie. And go the London Irish, says Betty. Right, what do we got here? It's Kurtley Arenza driving his way forward. I mean, it's contact. Treadwell, you'd argue he has to duck a little bit more. Did end up hitting the arm, I think, first before it did make contact with the head. So for me, it can't be any more than a yellow throw away due to the mitigating circumstances. Did he go too high? He still did. He's a tall man. He did go in slightly turning the arm with the shoulder. So I think this is going to be a yellow card for Ulster in this one. And it's at least going to be a penalty anyway. Okay, I think they're still looking at it a couple more times, but sorry about that. Having a bit of a yawn, aren't I? It's unfortunate. It's the thing, I did so well throughout the two Super Rugby ones. I don't think I yawned like more than a few times. Okay, he's going to freeze on contact for him. I mean, it hits in the head. So I think that the TMO is trying to say it would be a red. For me, it can only be a yellow, though. Okay, it's on the ball, then it slips up. I have to admit, I don't mind the London Irish, except when they play the Quins. They're the enemy with the London match, or when the London match is on. They're having another look. So for me, it's yellow card. If you're given it as a card, it's only yellow. I don't believe it's a red, and I don't want it to be a red just because I feel like that will kind of ruin it a little bit. Of course, I did the sake for the team last week, and there's says look, and also the Bulls, and there it says Janza is going for them here. So Kurtley Arenza, I don't think that's red card offence. It's probably, I mean, the way that the rules are written, it's a yellow card, but I wouldn't give it any more than a yellow. But how many looks do they need? Yeah, they're looking at it plenty of times. They say, thank you, sis. Yeah, I've only pretty much left the house for groceries. My mother and I have been in caretaker mode since 2019 for my elders in my family. And it's a yellow card rule. And there it says Luke, and I say, yes, Bull. Okay. Okay, it's still a yellow card, they've said, against the Ulster player. So that will be Kieran Treadwell now off the field for the next 10 minutes. And that could be a big factor here for Ulster, as they were just starting to get themselves back into the game. But now, first contact to the chest is what we heard from Ian Henderson. And also we got their blues, or Bulls, sorry, from Moore, and also the yellow. Says Luke. So yeah, they have given it as a yellow card in the end. The Lions game up against Edinburgh is actually kicking off in only 28 minutes time, which at 3 a.m. that will become 2 a.m. New Zealand time, which is weird because we gain an hour in a weird fashion, I guess you could say. But he's off the field now for the next 10 minutes. And Mornay Stanley is out there on the field now, and we'll be kicking this one towards the touchline right into the corner. And Treadwell yellow, it's okay, go Ulster. And there as well, although that was a brilliant kick from Mornay Stain, but Kurtley Arenza, getting taken just a little bit high. And it was a go Ulster. Here's Katie Dixon there as well. And more. You've got a mighty big cannon in there as well. That is a very large cannon, isn't it? Very big cannon. Currently now 10 minutes left in this game now. No, that's a lie. It's actually 15 minutes left. The clock actually went from 70 minutes down to 65 in that weird moment, but now going for the rolling maul here for the Bulls, creeping forward slowly and steadily. It's going nicely. Grobbela's over, and it's going to be the try. And when does Sunrise end? And there's us, says Luke. So for us, as in for New Zealand, I assume that is, but we have actually got, now that the sun, okay, tempers are starting to boil in the background by the sound of it. No one's too happy at the moment here, but it was Johan Grobbela who was able to score that try for his side. Grobbela is a hard name to spell, that is for sure. It's a few more A's and E's and B's than I thought there would be in that one, but he does score it in the 68th minute now. Very nicely done. In fact, it might have been a little bit before that. And I wish my cannon was as big as it is. And then also you guys are an hour behind, says Luke. So we are currently sitting 2:38 a.m., but it is about to change. Once it's 3 a.m., it goes back to 2 a.m. Yeah, and go Bulls, says Jan. And also, so there's Bulls who have a blue logo, and then there's also blue Bulls or no. So yeah, pretty much same but different. So the only real difference is one of them is a Super Rugby level or Super Rugby / URC level, and then the other is the provincial team in the Curry Cup. So the Blue Bulls, they still have the home ground. They still have pretty much the exact same squad. It is just a case of, I guess, just different name. Or I think they're still VODACOM Bulls for both sides, I think, if I'm not wrong. Jay, no, only one team. And there says Gareth as well. And also, I'm trying to get my sister to move to New Zealand. Your people are special expert accept a few cocky rugby. And there says Luke, and also, sorry, one franchise. But it's different teams and different competitions. And yep, Curry Cup is right. I am a Box fan, by the way. Says Luke there. It's going up there for Ulster. And currently, I better update the scoreboard, which now has them sitting at 27 points to 16. Wide cutout pass from Ulster. Down the wing, it's going to be James Hume, actually, who just slot himself in there. Counter ruck from the Bulls. I think they've been able to turn it over quite nicely. No, still hanging on now. Lowry does a bit of a step. It is ripped backwards. They set her up with Hamish. And yeah, we don't know her age yet, Jay. It's the question you should be asking first nowadays. And then the VODACOM Bulls and the Curry Cup as well. Over there, the commentators refer to them as the Blue Bulls. And yeah, I think they just decided, like, rather than confusing people, will just be the same overall. Now passing it on the outside, taken by the Bulls, stolen there, but Marshall gets it back for the penalty. Same as the Emirates Lions, no more golden lines in the Currie Cup. I love the old style. And there says Sebastian for that one. Now 69 minutes in. And good work there in the midfield from Marshall. Well, I might and could think about it, probably will. And there says Luke as well. Although I do know nothing about your sister at this stage. So I feel like there would certainly need to be more information on the table before that. And Ash, whereabouts do you live? I am in the South Island, in a region called South Canterbury. If you know where that is, and the Blues refers to the kit colour. And there, as I said, Gareth and Oz go, Bulls go. There's Yarn, but currently now the Ulster side, they have got this one about 15 metres out from the Bulls line. They're still a man down. They are about to line that up. And also, look at that. Look how old is she, and can she cook? Just the first one would be fine for that questions. But now currently it's going sideways. I mean, I can't cook either. Oh, I'm not terrible. I can make my way around the kitchen if I really need to. And I was like, I wanted her in Christchurch, so I'm a couple hours south of Christchurch. But I'm open to move. No. Depends. Isaac's in Christchurch. At the moment, he's got a girlfriend, though. He is one of the other Kiwi lads. Now going back across. Once again, now good tackle made by Ulster. 10 metres. They continue to build it. It's going to be the replacement. Number 21 here, the former Cooney. And now going back. Advantage offside and Granton there. There's Luke. Now still available for them. Going sideways. Little kick in behind attempted by Ulster. Now they are currently sitting 11 points behind. And Jay 25. And there's Luke. And she can. You know what? Double whammy. And that one, but now kicking it for the touchline for Ulster. And they will be 5 metres out. And once again, another opportunity for a rolling ball. The thing is, 2 converted tries, and they get back into this match here for Ulster. It's just having the man disadvantage is going to be the thing that really hurts them for the next kind of 6 or 7 minutes, just as I thought, same game of 2 halves. And that's Semi Souza. And yeah, certainly hasn't been a straightforward encounter between these two sides. I'm going to make Hamish a Tinder profile in there. Loose ball, and the Bulls do get that one very nicely, and they will kick that way downfield. I actually don't have Tinder, and I don't think I've ever had it. And what age? As Hamish, I'm 22, turning 23 in December. Smacked into Madosh Tumbwe's face. It goes into touch, and now it is going to be 45 metres out, and it will be the line-out throw. Now, in the second division, natal teams with a wildebeest. And there, as I says Gareth, this line-out, it was greatly done by Aurora Nokia. And I mentioned about Ian Henderson, how important he was going to be. He's really been shut out of this game due to this goal. And what about Jess Kerr? Don't leave her heartbroken. I learned that she's had a boyfriend for about 6 years, Sebastian. So I don't know what we're going to do about him, because I saw a post the other day. How it was like, I think it was Amelia Kerr, and she was like been third wheeling these two for 6 years now. And yeah, so I don't know how he'd feel about the situation. Now, Ulster still keeping on with this attack, 40 metres out from their line. Hamish is a young spring chicken. 10 minutes is enough time for Ulster to get 2 tries if they can actually do it. There's Sammy Souza. Yeah, that's the thing. They're $21 underdogs currently, I do see, as we sit here. Ball's been popped up high. Also, my girlfriend is going to be from New Zealand. Actually, I planned it when this came before. There's Luke there. Now Cooney. Is it back across to Nick Timoney. Spin out of tackle. Nicely done once again, though, by the Bulls with their defence. They haven't really let them through at this point in time. Another nice step. Continuing to just build phase after phase, 8 minutes, and also make a move on Luke's sister. Sebastian for that one. Currently now passing it back across field, looking for the pop pass. It's going to be unavailable. My boyfriend is going to be a Centaur in there as well. Here you go. I guess there's someone out there for everyone, isn't there? Centaur. What one's a Centaur? Is that the one who's half man, half goat? Probably not. That's a Manitar, isn't it? Who's the Centaur? Is that like a half man, half horse? He's got a bottom half of a horse, doesn't he? That sounds like such a weird thing to say to a girl. And also with a bow and arrow and everything. And then also, Hamish, if you don't want to make a move on Luke's sister, then Aiden probably will. Aiden may have already. Okay, they're going upstairs for another check of something here for the TMO. Like they're saying, even with a man down, they're still very good. It also must be the impact from Mornay Stain. And then I was like, yep, says Luke there as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you do have Instagram, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Instagram. It is that one there, and it is that little 3 lines, or 2 lines, and also centaurs are hung like horses, my dear sir. And then also half man, half horse. Oh. Imagine a centaur doing a helicopter. That is an interesting thought, Jay. It's probably a video somewhere out there. And I was like, I'm a Sagittarius. And there says Gareth for that one. Okay, point of contact. I mean, if you're consistent, that's probably a yellow as well. And also, we've got that me and my sister are Irish. Thanks. And Amari Terrero. And there as well. Says Luke. Sister are Irish. Does she have a strong Irish accent, Luke? Or a timid one? Because I'm decent at listening to accents until they get very, very, very strong accents. And then I have no idea what's going on. Okay, I think this is going to be a yellow card for Marcel Kutsa here as well. Okay, it's going to be the yellow cards. Ulster now, just with that yellow card, have gone from $21 underdogs to $9.40 underdogs. In this game, the Women's Six Nations, France are dominating Ireland currently, for anyone wondering about that game. And Kearney, is that Kearney or Carney? It might be Carney, is it? I can never guess. And an ACS from a centaur would knock you out. And there's and you'll understand her. And there says Luke as well. Have you got an Instagram, Luke? I feel like this has become Kiwi Lads matchmaking, except normally it's someone else in the chat who's getting match made for that one. And also we've got there, I'm a Wolftar. And Carney, yep. And there says Luke, and also we've got there, but are you a centaur? And centaur is definitely half man, half horse. A minotaur is a bull-headed man. And also we have got there, and a satyr is a goat man. Not that it means, or not that it matters on mythical creatures and what they look like. Says Sammy Souza. Mr. Tomness is either one off Chronicles of Narnia. Mr. Tomness. ACS is accidental cock slap if you've forgotten his See, for a start, I thought you meant ACL, and then my head slowly went round. Although that is literally what an accidental cock slap is. And Minotaurs are pretty hot too. And ACS, there it is. And there's Katie Dixon. Because normally we got the little emojis, don't we? For that accidental, that hand. But currently a yellow card for both sides, only where it counts. And that's an official rugby sanction. And this is Katie Dixon. Currently now going for the rolling maul here once again for Ulster. I mean, Mr. Star from Derry, Northern Ireland. So accents is very strong. And there's how says Luke. Now this one's going to be available at the back here around the side. Going to be the number 16, Tom Stewart, wrestled down. Only 6 minutes left here for Ulster. They will want at least a bonus point out of this game, if not a win. And for them to be able to do so, they would need to get themselves a try extremely soon. Both sides missing someone in the forward pack. Those are the stats or the emojis that we are used to seeing, of course, for that one. Now, currently, still trying to go for it. He puts his hands up and says, nope, I was not trying to get that one. Now, Tom Stewart. And does she drink whiskey in the morning? And there says Jay. Now going back across once again. Still available for them, Tom O'Toole. Now passing it back, Cooney. Ball on the outside. Doak's actually still out there, so I think they've decided to leave him on for that back line also, even though they have got Mooney or Cooney. No, yeah, Cooney on the field. Now going back across here. O'Toole gets another carry. He's been busy the other time since he's come onto the field. This is looking good for Ulster, though. No, intercepted. And Curtly Arenza steals it, and that's going to be the game. And Ulster will not be able to fight back from this one. Now they are paying $100 to win the match. And Kurt Learenza just waits for it and does get it now. That thing and just in the past as well. But Kurt Learenza, the man who at the start of this game I said would be key because he needs his positioning to be perfect. And he has been going very nicely. That was certainly perfect with the way that he was able to steal that ball. But now it's a try in the 76th minute. And you'd have to say it's too little too late now for Ulster to be able to go on and get themselves a win in this game. They have played well, Ulster, but just not quite able to get through. Aussies drink the most, believe it or not. And does she like to pop down the old chippy there as well? And also we have got there, she's seen a leprechaun. I was like, well, she's single and can cook. Hamish, she sounds like a keeper as well. Cheers, Jay. Who knows? Maybe that would be kind of a weird scenario, wouldn't it? Like set up from like a person who we don't actually really know, and all of a sudden we're dating their sister. I don't know. That seals it for the Bulls, and there as well. And also we have got there, she consumes alcohol and parties and nights out. She drinks a lot of tea too. Says Luke there. Another 2 points for that one. And now it makes the score 34 points to 16. So quite a gap between the two sides. And also I just remember the Centaurs from Fantasia. And now I want one to ask me out. Katie Dixon. I don't think I've seen that movie series. Not too sure. One of the two, but I'm not too sure which one it's his. Although I'm currently now running their way forward once again here. It looks like they haven't actually finished their attack here. For the Bulls, it looks like they're going once again. And I was like, now that seals it for the Bullies. And there, it doesn't need. I can only think of the centaur from the Hercules movie. And he was an ugly. And then that's a good, but ugly example, says Sammy Souza. Currently now, Ulster, they are still fighting the bonus point actually in favour of the Bulls here at this point in time. And Bulls 36 or 32 Bulls and 16 in there as well. Currently now, Doak passing across, and T came from the British and Hong Kong, and they rule the northern part of Ireland. So our country's divided. Says Luke there as well. Now, Doak, that was forward. Yes, it has gone back for the forward pass now. And wrestle down Ulster Y. And there's says Katie Dixon, the referee, keeping a close eye on a couple of players who might be having a bit of a push and a shove in the background. It looks like they are all relatively on the same page currently, although the Bulls are certainly getting themselves another big win here. I love to talk about mythical creatures with the game winding down to the Bulls win. And as I said, Sammy Souza, just a tad forward from Timony, and it did lead to the scrum. So now only 2 minutes left for the Bulls to close out this matchup up against them. And Luke, you should get your sister to slide into Hamish's DMs. Here's Jay. I do have Instagram, believe it or not. One moment, we'll put it in the chat, because I do see that some of you guys do follow us on Instagram, and we haven't posted yet, but one day we will end up posting on there. So that is the link. The Kiwi Lads Instagram mythical creatures are awesome. Says Katie Dixon, and yes, I agree. And there it says Paddy Wagon for that one. But currently now 3 minutes left in this half. In fact, only 2 minutes left now. Okay, I'll send you and message you as says Luke as well. But currently now 90 seconds is all that we have got remaining. And this fixture adds a lot more in favour of the Bulls than I did expect. I thought it was going to be relatively close, and then the Bulls were possibly going to get 1 or 2 tries at the very end. I don't have Instagram. I'm not famous enough. And there, as I says, Jay, and also who wants to make a cryptic hunting society. Come on, y'all, let's hunt Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. We should play. How good's your PC, Katie? And also my sister has to deport in Sri Lanka with her friend's COVID curve. And also we have got the damn Amish King, dodgy dog in there. So not just the Instagram of the Kiwi Lads, of course. I mean, I think George will be the one who's probably the one that I could set up possibly. He loves Irish people. They actually hire a lot of Irish workers out on the farm. So I had him in mind overall. I know that sounds like I'm lying, but, you know, got to help a brother out. Every once in a while, she might like his tractor. I was having a MacBook, so it's kind of meh. I was going to say there's that Bigfoot hunting game, isn't there, that they've currently got. Going to be another little mistake. It's another knock on. Okay, first knock on white, second knock on is blue, and now because of it, it is going to be the scrum feed for the Bulls with only 40 seconds left, and you can see the frustration, like they're saying, for the Ulster side, it's just gone wrong. And this match, I guess, is about the best way of describing it. Something has gone wrong. I was about, it gets the job done, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then tell her to watch the recent vid on the other channel. Yeah, that will turn her off, or not turn her off, but put her off us straight away. I think more than likely I played a game where there was hot pants. There are Minotaurs. There was MP called Ian Paisley and was caught tax evading evasion Maldives. And I like Snake Woman, and they're easier to trust than Human Woman. There you go. I was Irish takes a poo. Oh, bloody George. And yeah, the worst thing is, I didn't actually. Like, it was just the part that I thought was going to be like a passing segment of it. And he was like, you know what, we'll leave that in. Like, because I've got this thing out, like, if he's round, I can't. Like, I just find it that I'll just wait. All right, it was like Minutes win. Oh, sorry, I mean Bulls. And there was, I said, Sammy Sosa, but currently now Ulster look like they want to get themselves one more try. I think it was an old PC game called Black and White. They had to raise a demigod and demanding that it's going to be nice run here from Ulster. Ball on the inside. Only 10 metres out. Madosh Dunway working hard. That was close to a knock-on on the ground. Still going to be available for them. And they haven't given up yet. James Hume finds the offload back up the top to Marshall, the try scorer from earlier on in this game. And also, depending on how you raised it, it was benevolent or it destroyed the land. Yeah, there you go. Now they've got numbers here. Trying to skip pass. Doesn't quite work. Yes, go. And there says, look, they're still trying 36-16 to the Bulls. There's Jan there. It's a penalty to the Bulls. And I believe with that, they'll just take the tap and kick this ball out. I don't know what Cornell Hendricks was shouting there, but I think he wanted them to take the quick tap from what I got from that. And also, I played a lot of games with mythical creatures. And yeah, Black and White was cool. And there's, but that is the end of the game now. The Bulls win it 34 points to 16 over Ulster. A comfortable win in the end. And that will give them a lot of confidence going forward in the URC. They've got their game next week up against another South African side. And for that one, they are actually going to be playing the Stormers next weekend. Alongside that, we are going to get to see the Sharks versus Lions next weekend also. Great to see Ulster bullied. And there's says Sammy Sosa. But yeah, it's going to be the end of this one. I believe there is another match actually starting in 8 minutes' time, but we are going to be time traveling in 3 minutes. I kind of want to stay on the live stream for the last 3 minutes so I can see us go from 3 a.m. to 2 a.m. And then I feel like I've gained a whole hour. I play a game called Mods vs. Muppets. And there's us, says Jay. You probably clocked that game many times, haven't you, Jay? And GT Balls says MGL. But that one also, I would love to hunt down the monster of Loch Ness, but unfortunately, I'm not welcome in Scotland. Remember, yeah, after that last one from earlier on. But nonetheless, that is going to be the full time 34-16. The Bulls also receiving themselves a bonus point. So as that now sits on the table, with the Bulls getting that win, they will actually move themselves up to 42 points. That will put them into 6th, bumping themselves up above the Sharks and above the Stormers. They somehow respawn. And good game, Bulls. Well played in there. It sounds like a good hurting trip. And GT both teams, I guess, is Jackson for that one as well. Currently, we will get you some stats to do with this one. And also Mr. Cole Weatherlow. And there says NGL. Yeah, that's the thing. Sun was out earlier on, which is something that I guess you don't experience too much this time of the year in Ireland. No, not quite. I think they're just starting to get into the sunny season, aren't they? If there is such a thing. But currently now, looking through at some of the stats for this matchup, the try score, we did see a total of 3 tries scored by the Bulls, alongside that 1 try for Ulster, and the tries were scored by Hrobala, Arenza, and then also the first try of the match was then scored by a man who's, I've forgotten his name. It was actually Marcel Kurtz, the captain. Guys, which Premiership games should I watch? I can't decide. I'm going to have a look, see what ones we have got for you. I know Exeter Chiefs are playing. If Stuart Hogg's back, I know that Hogg's a pretty popular lad. And Katie Dixon. And there as well says David the Mod. I'd say, David, I hope you are well. And there, Rohan Nokia ended up getting man of the match for that one. So he did very nicely for himself. Right. Gallagher Premiership actually kicks off in 53 seconds. You've got Bath versus Exeter, Wasps versus Gloucester, Northampton versus Bristol, and Worcester versus Newcastle. I would say, if it was up to me, I would probably watch Gloucester Wasps. I think I'd go with that game because I feel like the Wasps at the moment are on a bit of a tear, and they have got the potential of being able to upset Gloucester. But then Gloucester's lineup, they've got Lewis Rees-Sammet out on one wing, Chris Harris. They've got a very good side, but then also, I mean, on the other side of things, you got Manakai Fekatoa back, you got Jacobu Manga. They have got Brad Shields in there. Falcons, Warriors, Saints, Bears, Gloucester, Wasps, Chiefs, Bath. And there's, I recommend Gloucester versus Wasps. Katie said Sebastian, and cheers for the stream, Hamish. Big love, everyone. And there as well said Sebastian's. And South Africa sides, different teams on home soil. Exactly right. 1 minute, says Betty. And cheers, said it was Jay. But looking through it, a little bit more information. The position throughout this game, Ulster having themselves 58%. It's a bit of a shame because the game here in New Zealand is Bristol Bears versus Northampton. But I don't think that's a game that everyone wants to watch. That one, even though it would be a very good one. I think Bristol are underdogs going into that matchup. But defenders beaten 19 for Ulster, and then alongside that, it is going to be 9 for the Bulls. So they actually had a lot less of the breaks. 9 offloads to the 3. Well, it's 2 a.m. still there. As I said, Betty, yep, it has just shot back to 2 a.m. The clocks have done it automatically, other than that one up on the wall. But that is all right. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you do enjoy the rest of your night. Do enjoy the rest of the rugby that is coming up, including Leinster versus Munster. Stormers, they are taking on, it is Ospreys, and then also Lions taking on Edinburgh as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you do enjoy the rest of your night. We will be back tomorrow with Super Rugby, and that will be the Chiefs taking on the Hurricanes. But thank you all for tuning in. I think I said thank you about 50 times. 10 p.m. here to find someone else to annoy now. Says Jay for that one as well. I mean, there's still the Discord, which I'm sure you could easily find someone on there. Thanks, Irish, and also have a good one, all. And big love, Exeter Bath is a proper West Country derby, though. So, yeah, I think that's my second choice. If I had to pick an order, I'd go Gloucester, Wasps, Exeter Bath, Northampton, Bristol, Worcester, Newcastle. Yeah. I think that was, well, I woke up to catch the end on there, says David the Mod, and Blues are the best, or Bulls are the best, says Yana, and they did very nicely in this match. The 3 try scorers were actually Madosh Thumbway, Goroala, and then Kutsa, and then Arenza actually scoring in the last moment as well. I should mention how they had the 4 tries, and Marshall, the lone try scorer for Ulster, was unable to get a second, unfortunately, for them. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all, tanks a million, as the Irish say. And that's it, Timmy Sosa, and also you're going to watch Bath after this one, and I'm going to change my phone. I'll contact you at Hamish in connection to my sister as well. Says Luke, and also we have got there. We still don't know Luke's sister's name. Says Jay, that is all right. He has got our Instagram if he really wants to send it, but otherwise, no worries at all. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all